kick in.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, just letting things fire up here. We're with Jilly Beans tonight. And away we go. We'll see how this goes tonight, Jilly.
It should be fun.
We'll go to live chat. Hey, Montone is already here. What's up, Christian? How you doing tonight?
Hey, Christian.
Let's do this. Okay, and you let me, so Jill, I'm gonna keep toggling from this.
That's fine.
And this, you know. Hi, Lisa, how you doing? Say hi to Jill.
Hello, hello.
This going.
So funny, I didn't get my notification yet.
Anna Lee, how are you?
Hi, Anna Lee.
Let's do this.
Ooh.
Good. We'll go to live here. Hello.
Hello.
All right, there's Laura. How you doing, Laura? Mora.
Jessica.
Hi, Jessica. Marianne, we're side by side. Joan, Cheryl, Lucretia. Oh yeah, it's an all-star cast now.
It's funny, I actually recognize the names now. The first couple times I didn't know any of the avatars. Now they're pretty familiar. It's cool.
Hi, Karen, Nydia, Joy. How's everyone doing tonight? Hello. We're side by side with Jilly Beans for readings and more. We've got a lot to share, actually.
And Corey's making me sit on a kid's seat because I'm so freaking short. Just saying. Oh my God, Jonaside.
There you go.
That's one of my buddies. Hey, Jonaside. Thanks for coming.
Welcome, Jonaside.
One of the nicest people on YouTube you'll ever meet in your life.
Very nice. Hi, Val. Oh, Laura, I'm hoping for a card tonight as I just had a birthday on 3/20. Remind us. Hi, Maureen. Good to see you. Cuz. Mary, nice to see you as well. Yeah, we have a lot to share actually tonight. So let everyone file in.
You'll probably see us eat lots of cream eggs, just saying.
Oh my God. So yeah, I should show you this already. Just a couple days ago, we literally got this.
Do you have caramel ones in there?
These are the caramel.
Oh, awesome. Caramels are the best.
You want to get one for you later?
No, it's too early. We'll take that hour after the first hour for sugar.
Unbelievable. So we have those to show off. Let's see. All the hellos are happening. Hello. I will say that Jilly also brought me gifts. Belated Christmas gifts.
It's all that I had. I wasn't gonna go get a bag. I figured it was a snowman, right? Yeah. It's not like Santa.
It's just so sweet of Jilly, so thank you, hon.
You're welcome.
All right, so let's walk through what you brought over here, right? So right off the bat,
I'm making Corey do things he doesn't want to do.
Ooh, look at that grand reveal.
It's like a beginner crystals set.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna look like me by the time we're done. His room will look like mine.
All right, so are we talking about these, Jill, or what do you want to do?
Well, it's just the basic. It's an amethyst, it's a clear quartz, and I'm gonna say all the names wrong.
Oh,
and
yeah,
there's tiger
okay.
eye, and
these are cool.
Yeah, and I even typed out for Corey what each stone is for, because I am that kind of OCD kind of person, so he knew what to do with them. Clear quartz.
Beautiful. There's all kinds of stuff in here.
Yeah, it's like a beginner set. It's like your basic ones that people use.
Yeah, crystals 101. Crystals and stones 101.
And I'm still learning about crystals myself, and that's a clear quartz, which is always good to have. Well, actually, I don't have mine out. Oh, forgot to get mine.
Well, you get yours out. I'll keep opening here or unboxing.
Keep it.
What else do we have? No, it's not the point. She's allergic.
Sorry, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
I'm sorry, I'm a meanie.
Good, just what we need, Jill. But these are the originals.
Those are just the originals, right? But I didn't know when I got them, he already had a bowl of them. Or else I wouldn't. I just happened. Would have kept them for myself or my kids. Probably should have kept them for my kids. That would have been a better mom thing of me.
Yeah, my postal clerk over in Magnolia is Debbie, and she's just like, Corey, what is going on? every day. It's like I have to pick something else up over there.
You probably saw him. I used to see my cousin Steven at the post office, depending on which
Oh,
one.
Azaro? Yeah, my cousin too.
No, Favaza.
Oh, I remember. Oh, yeah, Steve. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Steve Azaro was the clerk in Magnolia forever.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
see, I don't go to that neck of the woods, Corey.
Yes, my parents are still there.
I know they are.
Okay, then what is this, Jill?
So those are sage cones
Mm.
to sage with. Now, I am sensitive to smells, and these are really little, and they burn in like 10, 15 minutes. I'm not going to burn my house down, which is part of the reason why I use them.
Yeah.
But this is like my go-to. This is what I use. The smudge sticks are just too much for me.
Gotcha.
So, and I actually
Awesome.
had a big box of those. So that was for my own stash for Corey.
Sage hoarders. And then and what is going on here? Is Isadoro moonshine?
So this is homemade Portuguese moonshine that someone gave me and my boyfriend for like jugs like this big. So we had put them in little flasks, and I'm like, I'm going to see Corey. And I threw one in the bag for him so he can get drunk.
This will be gone by the end of the show.
Yeah, we'll have to make Corey do a shot at the end.
Okay, thank you, hon. That's awesome. Let me get this out of the way.
And Corey does have his tarot deck out. I have seen it. I made sure he did.
I do. It's here.
I texted him and
Right
said,
there,
get
folks.
that tarot deck out, my friend.
All right, we'll get this out of the way. Awesome, awesome. We have our bells that everyone can hear. So there is that tonight. So thank you there. Now also, Jilly,
Ooh.
we got this today in the mail from Jessica Frank.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Candles. The candle
The
lady.
Candle Lady. And these are gorgeous, right? These are, what do they call it? Oh, the Cleo. Right?
Ooh, I love the handwriting. Better than mine.
Isn't this beautiful?
So pretty.
This is how they come packaged. It's awesome. There's like a gold seal in the back.
Christian does not endorse consumption of moonshine.
Actually, the bridge actually does.
Entertainment purposes only, shall we say?
So this is choose your poison,
Hey, Damon.
choose your candle. These are
Ooh.
ornate, super ornate.
Wow. Oh my God,
These are
I
literally
love
time
these.
travel. Yeah.
You're so lucky, Corey. You got the best viewers.
These are fantastic. So when I was doing live Q&A last night, getting questions, Jessica said that actually because you're here, one of these candles is for you.
It is. That's
Yes.
so nice of you, Jessica. Luckily, Corey and I do live in the same neck of the woods.
Yeah.
I did have to come over the bridge, but you know, it's all good.
So how sweet is that? Now, like you, Jill, I am also sensitive to smells.
Mhm.
And these are strong, but they're awesome candles. She's done this for us before. So I can tell you there is Napoleon and Josephine, so that's
Ooh.
one of the scents, and Tudor Rose.
Ooh, that sounds
So we'll
good.
try those right now. Okay, and these are Cleo candles. I think Annalie or Christian, you might know the spelling. It's Kleio. And Jessica likes supporting that business. We've heard other people here who are familiar with them. We know the last time Jessica did this for us, a lot of people ordered these candles. They're
great.
They're they're
Do
gorgeous.
you need help there, kiddo?
Do you have that? Huh?
I got this. Good thing I'm here to help.
All right.
She even does the old school like peanuts. I love it.
I wonder if these are the edible ones because you know what? Bubba will eat them.
I'm allergic. You know those disgusting marshmallow peanuts? Those were the only ones I could eat as a kid because I'm allergic to nuts. I'm very high maintenance.
All right. So how
Oh my
gorgeous are these?
God. Look at these.
Gorgeous, right?
I'm afraid I'm going to break it. Oh my God.
The packaging is unbelievable.
Wow. You are awesome. Do you have a website, Jessica, so that I can look at it? Just saying.
I don't know what Jessica, I don't know. Do you do this sort of thing? I mean, I know she just,
I think she should come on and do Bridge Buddy Roulette one night. Just no pressure.
I know, no, most women won't do it.
You know what? Well, I mean, if you're willing to let them not be on camera.
Unlock history.
kind of cool considering how long we've known each other that we're doing this together.
I know. How long has it been? Did we figure this out in the same
We
classes in elementary
did.
school?
We did because you lived in Magnolia.
Yeah, right.
I did go to Forbes, but then I came to West Parish in 2nd grade. That's when I have old
Okay.
stuff where like our names are listed from like chorus and stuff. This was so cool.
Wait, who are your teachers in West Parish?
So I had Mrs. Reed and Mr. Esty.
Oh, but you were 2nd and then 3rd grade?
Second and
oh,
third,
yeah.
because
So we
I
just-
had Mrs. Jabba, who, and let me tell you, she's an OG here in Gloucester. And then I had Mrs. Favalora, who.
This is nice. That's not wrong at all. It's
I'm
beautiful.
saying- No, that is good. And then, funny enough, my
Mm.
oldest son had my kindergarten teacher for 4th grade, and she remembered me.
That's nice too. We'll figure that out before you go.
We might
Judy,
have to
but when you
flip.
want.
We might have to flip a coin.
Unbelievable.
These are gorgeous. Thank you so much.
Cleo, K-L-E-I-O. K-L-E-I-O. Cleo, are their name out? Yeah, right there. They're phenomenal. They're gorgeous. This is not the first time Jessica's done this, so we thank you so much, Jessica. We'll get these going.
The
Absolutely.
packaging alone is
It's
amazing.
unbelievable. Spectacular. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, we'll move this aside. All right. There is that. We'll just catch up with the hellos. Eileen, good to see you. Joan, Carol, Tim. Oh, hi, nurse. Damon, awesome. Good to see you here, Damon. Pixie Dust is, so Pixie Dust, I got your email today. So Pixie Dust wants to become a bridge buddy, but wants to do, I think, Apple Pay. And I have to set that up on my website. So you'd be going through the website. The link that Anna Lee has, if you want to, by the way, win a 1-hour reading with Jilly Beans. We're going to have that live drawing later on tonight. That's the link, but I have to create a separate one, Pixie, for you. So that's what I can work on probably after the show and have that done in time. It's weird. I use a recurring payment system all the time, but that does not accept Apple Pay as far as I know. I think it's just major credit cards from around the world. But when I have events or whatever, and I have those where people can make reservations and get tickets through my website, that does accept things like Apple Pay and PayPal, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, that's what I'm working on. But I did get your email, so that's the deal with that.
Yeah, that's how we bought our reunion tickets. That's how I became subscribed to your newsletter.
Oh yeah, yeah. Lulu just arrived. Did Jessica make those? She doesn't make them. It's Cleo, K-L-E-I-O. And she's mentioned many times before that she loves supporting that company. They are unbelievably packaged. They're gorgeous.
Yeah, the packaging alone was like, I don't even know if I want to light it in a way.
I know.
It's too pretty.
They're gorgeous. Awesome stuff. So there is that. Jill's going to be doing readings tonight. Obviously, I took a bunch of questions down last night from folks. So there is that. So just a reminder, we are going to have our first live drawing for Bridge Buddies. If you want to sign up, Anna Lee has that link there. You can do that now. I can try to collect names before that drawing. We'll probably do that towards the end of the show. Jill and I will be here for a couple of hours. So I can check that out while you're doing one of your things. And then I can collect those names and we'll do the big drawing later on. Corey, can I send $25 by mail to you? You can, Joan. P.O. Box 5432.
And make it out to Jill Delaberti, Jilly Beans.
Yeah, I'll figure out other ways. I wasn't anticipating it to kind of like, hey, everyone wants in now. Now that we're getting going.
The family cat as Jilly Bean. It's very common. I did see someone in a comment on a video say they were drawn to it because that was like their nickname too.
Are you having a cough drop?
It's a mint. I'm sorry.
Oh, hi.
Sorry. It's so I don't start coughing because
Oh, really?
I've been talking too much. Yeah.
Yeah, we're both talkers.
We are.
With this, we're gonna make great radio tonight. I know that. Hi, Patty. Good to see you again. Nayrod, good to see you. Yeah, welcome to Jill Diliberti. She is Jilly Beans. I'm Corey from Bridge Cape Ann, and we're getting metaphysical tonight. As I don't know if these are new moon readings or energy shifting readings, but Jill's going to be doing that for you. We're coming at you actually from my home away from home in Beverly, right down the street from Gloucester, Massachusetts, where Jill and I are born
Fishman
and
pride.
raised. Yeah. So there's us. We want to thank you all for joining us tonight. We're looking forward to this. Jill's done the one-on-one with me, what, one time before? We did one, like, big show?
We've done 2 big shows. We did Let's Get Metaphysical Full Moon Readings.
Yeah.
And I did Bridge Buddy Roulette.
Oh, yeah, with Christian that night, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Linda Sabo.
Oh, yeah. Where is Linda? I haven't heard from her in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, she's doing
Her
okay.
thing? Her thing? Okay.
Yeah.
We can catch up.
But yeah, actually I talked to her this weekend, so she's good.
Good. Tammy, how you doing? Hello to our friends in Canada. Oh, Anna Lee, thanks for that. Pixie Dust is my only option. Okay, Pixie, I'll take care of that for you, literally ASAP. If not tonight, then tomorrow, and I'll let you know. I'll email you back. So anyway, so there you go. Okay, so one other thing. For $2 a month, you subscribe to the channel, essentially, but you're called a Bridge Buddy, and then we're going to have random drawings. Jill's been gracious enough. Mm-hmm. She's offering a free 1-hour reading to the winner tonight, so we're going to do that. Tomorrow, I am interviewing live author Susan Wadia Els. She wrote this. Busting Breast Cancer. 5 simple steps to keep breast cancer out of your body. Critically acclaimed, an Amazon bestseller. I've had her on once before. She's local, and having her on again. And we're actually going to be giving away one of these tomorrow nights too for another drawing. So there is that. So Anna Lee, thanks for the links. Christian has his wrench out and swinging around his head, which is great to see as well. So there is that. Okay, so Jill, are you ready to get going here? I know you wanted to talk about a few things, and then I kind of want to get into the 800 decks that you brought with you tonight.
I did not bring 800 decks, just for the record, but I did have to rearrange because I said they have to fit in one backpack. And so there was like bigger ones came out, smaller ones came in, you know.
It's just so you know, if you want to look at people directly, the cam's up there.
Oh yeah,
it's weird looking up there, but anyway.
Well, you just tell me if I'm looking all weird and if I'm looking at you the wrong way.
No, I think both of us have to dart our eyes around for different things, but just in case you want to make that personal connection.
Well, thank you so much, Corey. He's a great director. So just in general, right? We just had a new moon that just passed, and I had noticed for myself that energy was kind of crazy. Like, and this week has been nuts, just in general, like work, life. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then I'm like, oh, look at that. It's a new moon. There we go. So and we had been talking. John aside, it's like 1,000.
She is. She's the reader of 1,000 decks.
John aside, don't give my secrets away.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be my friend. But anyways, like, we had been saying this whole month, it was all about change, right? During the full moons, we were like, it's a big month, lots of changes. The equinox just happened. And let me tell you, the energy is definitely like there. Sorry, Bubba's in the other room allergic.
Now, so Damon asked, where's Bubba? So this is the problem when you can see the live chat.
Yeah, I know.
So Damon just asked, where's Bubba? So yeah, Jill's allergic to dogs. So Bubba already went after her once because he wants to play and hang out tonight. But
which is fine.
Yeah, the good doctor is in charge of Bubba tonight. So he's in quarantine.
So pretty much the new moon was in Aries, which is a fire sign. I love my fire signs.
You love your Aries, folks.
And it's the beginning of the zodiac, Corey, because you're just that great, right? And it's just, don't be surprised if this week you are feeling tons of irritations, tons of like, what the hell is going on? It's just building up for the change we're gonna go through. It's gonna pass, thank God. But I was definitely feeling it. And there's some other stuff with other planets where Mars is squaring, and anytime you got a square, that's always a tough energy. But I just figured I'd throw that out there in case anyone else has been feeling that. This month is all about big changes, especially with the equinox, coming into spring, out of winter. So if your week's been challenging or you're feeling just kind of off, just know it's going to pass. It's just the universe, but good things are coming. I think that's it.
Yeah, Christian's asking, my birthday is actually April 5th. We might have to replay my my astrology reading.
I got your chart, Do
you? Yeah,
well, yeah, I saw part of it. Oh, my friend John said his daughter. Yeah, that's right. It was her birthday too. Aries people, whatever. But I'm a fire sign too.
Mm-hmm. Big stuff. Oh, Carol's having Bubba withdrawals. So I'll be on tomorrow night with Susan Wadia, and that won't be side by side. So Bub will be around for that one for sure. So there is that. So okay, what now? Also, I guess we're celebrating an anniversary, right? I mean, it's been 1 year since.
Yeah, it's been
we almost lost you, Jill.
So, people are interested in hearing about my near-death experience. Besides just the medical stuff that happened, I'm happy to talk about it. It's very strange. I will say that. It's if you've had one, you know what I mean about it being very strange. But a year ago, on the 20th, doctors were telling my family I was going to die. And you see me here today and you're like, "What? What do you mean?" You wouldn't know it, but I was very, very sick. I was sick for pretty much all of 2022 at the end of it. But I had kidney stones. That's how it started. And the long and short of it, because my story could be the whole live stream, but I ended up fine, really, really sick. Finally went to I actually had an ambulance called. That's how sick I was. I hate ambulances. And I got to the hospital and they're like, "You're septic." And I work in finance in healthcare. So I'm not clinical, but I get it. And I'm like, knowing that's bad. And I remember saying to the ER doctor, "Well, do I get to go home?" They're like, "No, you're very sick. You're gonna they transfer me to Beverly." And the thing when you're sepsis too is they got to figure out what's causing it. So it's very like time and space for me was very weird because I was so in and out of it. Like my eyes were open, but there was nobody home from what I was told because I don't really remember all of it. And come to find out, I had a fungus infecting my blood. We'll never know how I got it. It was a 1 in a million shot. Can you believe that? And it was a fast moving, high mortality rate. They had told me if I had waited like 6 more hours to go to the emergency room, I definitely would not have made it.
Wow.
So then, because I one thing I remember is being in the ICU, because I feel like I'm drowning. And I'm like, "I'm drowning. You got to do something." I was filled with fluid. We didn't know it at the time. And I was going into respiratory failure. So the doctor comes in. He's like, "Do you have anyone that can be with you right now?" I managed to pick up my phone, handed it to him with my boyfriend on speaker. And next thing you know, Danny was there. And like for at least 48 hours, it was, "Okay, now we have more news. There's a bacteria along with the fungus." And then it was, "Oh, there's another bacteria." Two separate bacterias.
You're like a walking petri dish.
I was a petri dish. And they were pulling blood from in between my knuckles at this point because there was no other places left.
Wow.
And so I had a kidney stent. Yes, I just have to acknowledge John Asai did save my life because he lit a candle for me every single day. And yeah, he's such a nice guy.
Beautiful gesture.
But it was like, they thought I was going to congestive heart failure. They thought I had something leaking in my gut. I had so many. I don't think there was a part of me that was not poked or probed. They had to do a scope down my neck to make sure the fungus hadn't attached to my heart. I guess I went into complete kidney failure too,
Jeez.
for like an hour and a half or something in the middle of the night. But then my kidneys came back on, so that's a good thing. But the worst part of it was they couldn't break my fever. I was spiking fevers of like 102, and I felt like I was burning up from the inside out. It was horrible. And if I really had gone past that day 4, I definitely wouldn't have. But the doctors, like, I understand they were trying to be realistic. I have 2 kids. So they just kept saying, "You need to prepare for the worst." Because my diagnosis wasn't good. The odds, medically were stacked against me. And my infectious disease doctor, God love him, he was awesome. He was like so grounded, and infectious disease doctors tend to be anyways. But he just kept saying, "Yep, this is all true, but we're going to stay the course and just keep doing it, taking a day at a time." Where the other ones were, and my boyfriend's like, "I get it. I get it." They just didn't want my family to be like, "What do you mean you never told us?" So I understand they were just trying to be realistic, like her odds are not good. And I was getting worse every day. But then I turned the corner. My fever broke, and the bacteria were coming from my kidney stent that I'd had in for 2 months. That was not supposed to be there for 2 months. It was dislodged. But they had to wait for me to be medically stable to change that out. Because I do remember getting wheeled down. Do you know Dr. Zacharias? He's like, he's like, look, he's like, "I don't know why they waited this long to call me." I'm like, "I don't know either." but they really couldn't. I wouldn't have been able to do surgery.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was a year ago. So it's been a lot of reflecting just to think like I might not be here sitting next to my friend right now. I came very, very close. And then also being sick. So it's like, I was only in the hospital 10 days. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
And made it to our class reunion.
Yeah, that's right.
Danced my ass off. My
Yeah.
God, Dave Clue spun me around that floor.
As he will.
Oh my God, it was so much fun. I paid for that for days and I didn't even drink.
Mhm.
But I wasn't feeling good. And they kept saying, you got a year for recovery. You almost died. Like all this stuff. Come to find out, the kidney stones weren't gone. And they didn't come back until October. And then I had surgery in November. And now I'm finally better.
Here we go.
And here I am.
Here she is, spending time with us. So we're so grateful for that. And happy for you, Jilly, that you're on the up and up finally,
Yeah.
Are there anything else you want to touch upon?
So I just wanted to talk about remote viewing.
Yeah.
I think the first or second time I was on, and it might have been Damon actually that asked me my thoughts on remote viewing. And at the time I was like, yeah, I wasn't really like, I said, I hadn't seen anything that I really felt that proved it. I had mentioned Richard Dolan's wife. Well, when Celtic Tarot Sheila came on and explained how she did it, it made total sense to me. And I'm like, well, I guess that's kind of what I do when I tap into people. I guess that would be remote viewing. So I'm always still learning because that's what I do. These readings are quick. If you do one-on-one, I go into meditation and then I tap into your energy and that's where it all begins. That's kind of like what Sheila does, but she's doing it for different reasons and looking at different events where I don't want to see Putin. I'm kind of good with that, but he scares me. Yeah. But that I was like, so that's why, like, if you get someone really good, you might not believe in something, but if they can explain it in a way that makes sense, my mind can be changed. I really enjoyed both of her and Deborah's show.
We have so many great comments, and a lot of people on this channel knew Sheila beforehand, so there were a ton of supportive comments there, and of course some newbies as well, which was great. And then Deborah, because most hadn't seen her, especially on this channel, who had collaborated with Sheila in the past. Awesome stuff there too. So I can tell you right now, I'm actually out to Deborah and Sheila to see when they can schedule next shows for us. So there is that. So it'd be great to follow up with both of them and continue the friendship. So there is that.
Yeah, Deborah's great. I had actually booked like a mini reading with her, and she recognized my name. And nice. So we actually chatted for a long time, just in general about this, because us people in the metaphysical world, if we find a friend, we just love to talk. And I think we spent like 2 hours talking, and she pushed up my appointment too when she realized she remembered my name. So right there just shows me like she's a good person and has good integrity. And I had never watched Sheila before. And I really liked hearing about like when you asked her boundaries, like her principles and integrity. I was like, yes, these are the people I like, because there's so many that, which I got a story for that tonight too, that, that's where you just have to be careful with this discernment and go with your gut. When someone wants to offer you services, if it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. I just read Meredith's comment. So Speaking of my health journey on TikTok, now I joined TikTok during the pandemic because I like watching viral dances and stuff. And at the beginning of the year, there was a trend about my healing journey, right? I'm like, well, I was on a healing journey. So I decided to post my first few TikToks. My bio does not say anything about card readings or spirituality. Like it doesn't actually say anything except for my name. And I did like the first few, and over the weekend, I did like 4 or 5 more. Well, let me tell you, the people that have slid into my DMs on TikTok.
I imagine.
I was propositioned by a girl saying she's looking for a guy. I was like, good for you, honey. I don't think I'm your type. But I do follow some, just like YouTube, there's like spirituality TikTok and all that stuff. So I do follow a few people. I had at least 5 people send me a message. You got really great energy. I got a message for you. And the first person that did that, like, I'm never trying to say, oh, you're fake and be mean. but I'm usually pretty upfront with what I can do. So I said, really? You have stuff about my ancestors? What kind of stuff? I said, just so you know, I am a reader myself. What are you hearing? And his answer was, okay, love, thank you.
There you go.
I was like, oh,
Okay, thanks, bye.
And I was like, I got you now. Yeah, I have so many DMs now, it's ridiculous.
Unreal.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we're at the top of the hour now. It is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here, coming at you from Cape Ann-ish, Massachusetts. She is Jilly Beans, Jill Diliberti. I'm Corey from Bridge Cape Ann. We're getting metaphysical tonight, and Jill's going to be doing some readings for us soon. Do we want to get to the decks and what's calling out to you?
Well, I don't know, Corey. What do you think? Is there a deck that you would like? How about we let Corey choose a deck?
Well, we talked about your process, right? And actually, I did have a question for you off the top, which was, you've mentioned before, you have dozens and dozens of decks, right?
Yeah.
So when you're setting up to do readings, is there one that just jumps out at you for a certain, because you said there's an energy shifting time, the new moon just passed. Is there something that jumps out to you, or is it really like you get a question and then a deck sort of pops out the way a card can jump out?
So just a preference, my 100 decks, I do like to collect decks. So in other words, I got like the Disney villains and Nightmare Before Christmas. I would never use those to read with. They're really hard to use unless you really love tarot. Those are more for my own, I like them. So they're more collectibles. I got the Labyrinth. So some of my decks are more just for my own, because I like them, not that I'm actually going to use them. And I will totally admit, when I was sick last year, I totally retail therapied my feelings a lot. That's when my card collection kind of expanded. But there's decks that I'll be like, oh, this looks cool. I order it, and then I'm like, ugh, I got nothing. I give them away, or I will put them away, or I have some that are in corners that I never even pull out. I pull them out once in a while at the stage. But normally when I'm going to do general readings like this, I take with me my go-to deck, which is my energy oracle that I learned on. And I take my life purpose, I got my romance one with me. I always bring it just in case. And I have my empowerment deck. And I have this new one that I love called Raise Your Vibrations. So sometimes it's just if the message, there's some of them out. Yeah.
Just a look-see.
I did send Corey and Christian pictures of all my decks. They have them all. They're all in my space, on bookshelves and stuff. But if it's general, right? It's also, who am I reading to? Some people just want to hear a good message. Did I bring it? I have one that just says the universe has your back. So if you just want to hear some inspiration, it's pretty simple, right? The universe has your back. The message is there. So it kind of depends. When things are kind of general, that's when I'll do my go-to deck. I did bring my numerology and my 2 mediumship decks. And I just did because I felt like they should come tonight. But I did tell myself they had to fit my backpack. So I took them out.
Barely.
Barely. So I took some out, put some away, because I'm like, you're not going to use that. You just like this one, but you're not going to actually use it. So, and it's also the types of questions. When I do a reading for someone, after I tap in, the decks that I know I want to pull from is usually what I have around me. So when people ask me questions, I think one of the first nights someone asked me about a job, I pull from my life purpose. That gives you a message about your job. What other? And I got your typical angel, but this I thought was so funny because I forget what I have. I have an Akashic record tarot deck.
Oh yeah, look at this, folks.
Totally forgot I had it. And we were just talking about the Akashic records, which are fascinating.
Cool.
Yeah. So, but something like this where I've never really used it, I don't know if I would pull from it tonight. I'd have to pull from it a little bit because I don't want to have you guys watch me look at the book or try to figure out what the message. I like when these readings, I like to be able to use the cards I can work with easily and quickly so that you're not watching me shuffle and think about it as Corey, does his pregnant pause, music and whatever. So,
yeah.
But yeah, so this is my go-to one. Look how big this poor box is so beat up. It's, oop, that's no big deal. See how it's breaking.
Yeah.
And some people put their decks in pouches. I don't, unless the box breaks. Yeah, I'm weird like that. People, they say they should be in like the velvet pouches, but I'm like, no, I like them in their boxes.
Mm-hmm.
It's really your preference at the end of the day. So yeah, so what I got, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15.
There we go.
And maybe a couple that I just came to show Corey just for a laugh. They weren't really for readings tonight because, like I said, I have ones that are just for fun.
Oh yeah, one for any occasion, apparently.
Seriously, any occasion. It's like I can cover almost any modality. You got a question, I got a deck.
Yeah. Nice. So we do have questions, Jill.
Okay.
All right. So will you select the deck beforehand, or you kind of wait for the question and then kind of play with it off
I
of
need
that?
to hear the question first and who the person is, because you know how you always see me write down the names?
Yeah.
I write down the name for a reason, so I keep it in my head. And one side effect too from being sick is my memory can be a little weird sometimes. So I like to have the name so that I'm already kind of pulling into the energy. That makes sense.
Well, so one thing I picked up on the chat is also like today's date, right, or tomorrow's date is 32323.
32323.
The way we here in the States do. I know in other places it would be more 23323, which is different.
So I quickly, if my math is right, the numerology on that would go down to a 9, which is the end of a cycle. Which would make sense. And a cycle needs to end for us to enter a new one, right? I wish I brought my numerology book with me.
Well, I just realized that it was.
I do have my numerology deck, but so I don't know if people do like have ever done their names.
I've asked for a while now to have a conversation with a numerologist, but I don't know any.
So I know some stuff about numerology. I know I got a channel that I can recommend that's really good, but I know how to do it. I just do still need my book because depending on what it is, there's like a grid. Like sometimes use your first name, your last name, and you do your life purpose, your karmic debts and all that stuff. Maybe I should do your name.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's funny, I almost brought that book with me and I didn't. So the one other thing I brought, just because there's so many tarot books out there. I do love books anyways, but this book is the Daydream Tarot that my friend Michelle Embry wrote, and I love it. And part of the reason why I do is, so she gives you like the meaning of the card, and she calls it a meditation, but it's not really a meditation. It's just what to reflect on when you see the card and a place to write notes. So when I decided to like get back into tarot, I bought her book, and I have notes in it, and I actually brought it. So if Corey likes it, I might be able to hook him up. She is my friend. So yeah, like you can see when I pulled this card, like I write little things in it, but it's a great. Some books get too much in the weeds, I think. There's so much with tarot. If you get into the archetypes and the zodiacs and all that, but her way she explains it is a really concise, clear way that I was like, yes, this is what I love.
Jonathan actually had a question a little while ago. Jilly Beans, what's the difference between tarot decks and oracle decks?
So your standard tarot deck is like the 78 cards. You got the 21 or 22 major arcanas. Tarot is tarot, meaning that it's kind of fixed. It's the cups, it's the pages, it's the suits. Oracle decks are more, people will some will say they channel to get the messages, like for instance, my life purpose. Doreen Virtue, which that's another topic, but she, channeled from her angels what people would want to know about life purpose. And they're usually only about 40 cards in a deck. And it's really that person's interpretation. And then they usually have like an illustrator, and they're all a little different. So oracle decks are I always suggest an oracle deck to learn on if you're new, because tarot can be a little scary, but once you get used to tarot, it's awesome. But it can be a little overwhelming, so to speak. And oracle cards are a little bit more open for interpretation. Like what I see from a card, even if that's not what's written in the book, it's not wrong. It's what I'm seeing, because you pull from signs and symbols and, all that stuff. So oracle decks are more, they're more a person's point of view, where tarot was created so many years ago. There's such huge history with tarot. I might have turned Linda on to tarot, funny enough.
Very cool. And Linda Sabo,
Linda Sabo, yeah,
our
she's
resident hypnotherapist
she is
here.
down the tarot rabbit hole. And you know, the decks, some of the decks, the illustrations are different, but like judgment is judgment, death is death. Like that's just kind of how it is, right?
Mm.
So tarot's a little bit more brutally honest too. To honestly, it really is. Like, you know, it also depends on how you interpret it, but it's like it's kind
blunt.
of blunt,
Yeah.
and that's why I kind of like it. I think because I'm kind of blunt.
Mm-hmm.
I do have, so I did bring this one that's really cool. I just got it. It's called the Pulp Tarot. And I decided I wasn't going to use it tonight at first, but I just want to show you one of the cards because I think the cards are friggin' awesome because they're like from the 1950s. It has that sort of, I was on a live stream the other night and you can do the thing. I actually used this deck to do the readings. So
that's different.
So this is like the stuff I'm drawn to, right? So those are cups.
I'm drawn, and I'm drawn.
You're drawn?
I'm drawing the cups.
Do you want a femme fatale? Or do you want a Mrs. Robinson? Pick your poison.
These cups have it going on.
So at the end of the day, though, the meanings are still the same, but I love the illustrations on these ones. They're so cool.
That's that vintage.
Yes.
Almost like those old 30s, 40s, 50s movie posters or something. Or
And-
advertisements from, you know,
right?
turn of the century.
And, you know, the wartime, you know, all the propaganda and stuff.
Yeah.
My friend whose live stream I was on, the whole feel of it was like the old school radio type programming. And I was like, this is the perfect deck. And actually, this was kind of cool. Me and my friend Michelle, what we did, our part was we did all the zodiac signs and pulled a card.
Cool.
So that might be something we can do some night.
Sure, absolutely.
That was kind of fun.
Let's see.
Ooh, Pixie does numerology. There you go.
So Sandra Spidel, thank you, Jilly. Just started the rider. Not as easy as I thought it would be. Oracle deck next. Any suggestions for a starter for an Oracle
So
deck?
I do, because I love my starter deck.
While you answer that, Jill,
Yes.
don't mind me.
I won't mind you, Corey.
If I just happen to unpeel or peel Cadbury egg number 1 for the night.
So it was who asked the question. Sorry,
Sandra.
So Sandra, funny enough, this author is Sandra Ann Taylor. She's one of my favorites.
Oh,
And I would go with, you really should go with your gut. In the sense of like when I bought this deck, I was taking my first beginner class and we were supposed to buy an angel oracle deck. I'm in the store. I'm gonna have one in a little while. And I'm like, I got 2 of these, you know, angel decks in my hand. I kept walking back to this one though. And I finally just said, screw it. And I bought like $60 worth of cards my first time around. This is what I learned on. Oh, sorry, Corey, I'm throwing stuff at you. I beat Corey up. And it's kind of like, and what drew me to it was this card. It's on, get out of my way, Corey. It's on the cover. The goddess of the moon represents psychic abilities. And I love the moon. I'm so drawn to the moon. So it really was perfect for me. But anyone could, if I was to ask you, when you see this card, number 17, action, what do you see? And it's like, you have a horse running, you have a horse trotting, the card says action. So it's like, what are you going to do? Are you going to take action, run forward, or lay back? That's just a loose kind of interpretation. This is why oracles are good. So Sandra Ann Taylor has some great ones, and Kyle Gray, who I did not like his first deck, but now I'm really liking him.
You know, Jill, I'm beginning to figure out what our show is going to be.
What's it gonna be?
I think you're the tarot deck expert. And I think you can speak, well, not, you know, but you can speak to many,
Yes.
help people answer questions, learn from each other on differences in decks and why this speaks to you, what this card means. I don't know. I think there's something there with that.
And I'll be honest, there's been times like I've pulled cards and I'm like, I have no idea what any of this means. And then eventually, if you kind of sit with it, it comes to you and you're like, oh, okay. And I'm happy to like do a segment one night of like a 101 if you wanted to, because I'm going to make Corey do this. if you wanted to learn how to read, because anyone can read cards. I mean, the big picture is we're all born with this ability, right? It's whether we choose to use it or not. And some people, it comes easier than others. Really, you're just developing a language. It's all like there's signs, there's symbols, there's colors, there's numbers. And that's not even getting into the meditation and the real like connecting with your guides part. There's a pretty straightforward way to do it. And a lot of people use cards just to get over writer's block, just for inspiration, not even to do like what I do, so to speak. I used them to work through grief in the beginning.
Christian Monto makes a nice point here. Jilly, I think your working with tarot will be a lifelong journey in which you will help others, but also learn as you go. This is a great fit for you.
Thank you, Christian. I love Christian.
So supportive.
He really is.
Oh, Eileen, intro class to tarot.
So it would probably Oracle, but I will say my friend Michelle did a great class online, and it was just the major arcanas. And so I guess my best advice for anyone that wanted to dabble in tarot, start with your major arcanas, meaning the Fool, the Magician, though not the suits. Start there, because once you get familiar with that, then you can move on, because it's a lot to digest. That would be my suggestion.
Gigi thinks that every time I have a Cadbury, that Bubba should get a skinny carrot. Bubba has had plenty of, well, actually, it's been sweet potatoes today.
I had sweet potatoes.
Yeah, we're out of, I think we're out of carrots currently and out of white potatoes. So he likes everything. He's going through the potatoes now, one after the other. Sandra, you explain everything so easily. Thank you, Jilly. I'm an empath, but it doesn't exactly help with the intuition card reading. Sandra and Taylor, it is.
So we can, I don't know if you are a member of the bridge, email Corey, he'll give you my information. I did not realize how much I am an empath until the pandemic. So you that's what you're using with the cards. So we can talk. I'm happy to share. I mean, it's not like it's a hidden secret, right?
True. Patty D, I have a deck of cards that my cat chewed and now need to get a new deck. Is there any particular way or ritual to let go of those cards? And do they just go in the garbage?
So it's really up to you. There are some people that there used to be a lot of superstitions around cards. The old school, I remember when I was a kid, you weren't supposed to buy your own. They were always supposed to be gifted to you. And that's not really obviously the case, because you know how many I have, right? But I would say if you love this deck and your cat ate it, and I'm very sorry for that, I would not be happy. If you love it, there's nothing to say that you need to not have it anymore. Granted, you might not use it. You might just wrap it up in like a silk scarf or something, thank it for all that the wisdom it gave you, and just put it away. Or you could kind of do a ritual and ceremonially bury it, burn it. I just don't know if I would ever throw it in the trash. It just kind of feels, I think just because I'm crazy, but like I know people retire decks, like they decide not to use them and they kind of bless them and put them away. I haven't done that yet, clearly. So it's really, it's more, I think, and this was something I got hung up with. There's no wrong or right way to do anything. It's what feels right for you in your gut. Like, rituals I struggled with. I'm like, I need like a recipe, but really you don't. It's really what feels good to you. So, it's up to you. Keep it, but I do suggest getting another one you can use, of course. Sandra Taylor is awesome. I got a few more of her. Oh, actually, she's the author of the Akashic Record one, too.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes.
There you have it. Let's see. Does Bubba eat celery? No, Bubba hates celery, actually. He just pulls it apart.
Yeah, it gets stuck in his teeth.
A head of lettuce. He doesn't like that stuff. Let's see. Pixie Dust is a numerologist, or she does numerology. Corey, would you do a show with Pixie Dust, please? That could happen. We'll talk
Seriously.
Pixie. Very cool. Christine, any readings tonight? Yep. We'll do readings at some point later on. I think we'll start going through individual names. Sharp Lisa, I need to hold the deck in my hands to decide on favorites. They need to feel right.
Mm-hmm.
Your person by feel. Cool. All
yes, right. I agree, because buying online is Russian roulette. Trust me.
There's Dottie. Cats are known to be spirit creatures. Possibly her cat wanted her to rid of the old and begin anew. It's possible.
Very true.
Okay, Jilly, you ready for a question?
Sure.
All right. First one comes from our longtime friend, Maria Rodriguez. So I think Maria's driving home right now listening to the show. So this is for you, Maria. Thank you as always. Maria is retiring from work
Good for you.
this year. Can you help her figure out a retirement date, the best date for October, November, December, but definitely before the end of the year? So,
What was her first name again?
Maria Rodriguez.
So Maria, one thing I want to tell you right off the bat, with it actually ties into numerology. A numerologist I follow, she makes a huge point of saying with retirement, you need to plan for what your next job is going to be for the second half of your life. And it doesn't mean the 9 to 5s. It just means when you retire, you need to have that thing you're going to do, whether it's volunteering or you're going to knit. That's your second half of your career. And people that don't kind of have a plan are the ones that don't really thrive in retirement. You should be the busiest person in the world in retirement, but also relaxing. So you're asking about like the time. Without even pulling a card, I feel like the end of the year is great because it ends the year, right? It'll be Christmas, the holidays, you'll start the new year stress-free. Wouldn't that be great? But let's see if you want for when you should retire. See, now this is where Corey likes to make fun of me, where
There we go. This is how Jill does it.
I know, it's so weird. I kind of feel like I'm going to pull from my self-care deck because I feel like this is really about taking care of yourself. Because this is something else I feel like I should say to you. If you're done working and you just don't want to work anymore, and I get it, retire as soon as you can. You don't have to wait, but I think it's more like what feels good to you. Like if you're done, be done. You deserve it. Like I'm gonna be working until I'm 80 at this point. The way it's going.
So while Jill's doing that and preparing here, I just want to remind you that Jill is giving away a free 1-hour reading later in the show tonight. We're going to have that drawing live. If you want in on that, Annalie has to drop the link to sign up to be a bridge buddy to win random drawings here. And Jill is the first person who is donating her time here on the channel and as part of our first drawing and first prize giveaway. So we thank her for that. We'll have that later on in the show.
So you got 2 cards. Spend time with animals and use your hands. You can no, I don't have to try to hold them up. So this is my self-care deck about your retirement. So do you by any chance love animals? Because if you do, you should be definitely spending time at an animal shelter or with your own pets or out in nature. Use your hands. I'm feeling creativity. This is what I mean about the second part of your life. You got to figure out what your career is. And I got a feeling it's going to be either you're going to, pottery classes, they do beginner ones. I'm sure I couldn't do it, but you're going to have to tap into some creative sort of things. And it's going to be so fulfilling to you. And I'm just hearing, don't wait. Don't wait. Like, I think you're overthinking the date, unless there's a financial thing with insurance and stuff. Don't overthink it. If you're done, you're done. Go retire and live a happy life. Because someday, when I'm 80,
This is cool, Jill.
Yeah. Do you want to know how I picked this deck, Corey? The author's name is Jill.
And that's all it took?
That's all it took. The author's name is Jill.
Man, we could do whole themed shows.
About me.
But on like a particular deck, like self-improvement or whatever.
That's why I have a deck for everything. This was my self-care deck.
All right, let me scroll up because we have a lot of buzz going on in the chat now. Pixie Dust, Jilly, can you go over the importance of grounding and shielding every day for empathy? Thanks.
I can, absolutely. And this was something that I started as a daily practice myself when I realized how much energy I was carrying around. So I'm a busy person. I'm also just kind of, it's no shock I got ADD, right? So I was finding a hard time trying to fit that into my life. And someone suggested to me, well, just in the shower, you're by yourself. I'm like, very true. So I kind of created a shower meditation for myself because every day I'm going to take a shower, right? So I'm multitasking as always. It is so important. Now, when it comes to grounding and centering, I have a meditation that my mentor taught me. That's what I use. And then with my own spins. So pretty much every day I don't know if anyone likes John Holland. I do like John Holland. I might have 2 of his decks with me. I did a couple of his classes during the pandemic for like 25 bucks. And he had a great suggestion because at that time we were all home. He said every morning when you wake up, before you pick up your phone, look at any technology, close your eyes and put your hand over your heart and just say nothing but positive in, positive out, and I am loved, and start your day that way instead of starting by looking on what's in your Twitter feed. My head's tingling now that I said that. Just to kind of ground yourself of, I am here, I am good. And you always, the way like you'd ground and center, you should always picture yourself being covered with a white light. White light is healing. So what I do is, if you think about a shower is kind of metaphysical, like it goes along with it metaphorically, the water like wash away any negativity, resentments, energy I'm holding on from the prior day. Please cleanse my aura, cover it with a white protective light. And I always say positive in, positive out, in my highest and best. And then I usually will sit there for a minute, depending on how much time I have too. And then I just usually, if say there's someone that I'm thinking of because they're having surgery, I ask for a prayer for them. I ask for my loved ones to be watched over. I ask every day for guidance for myself to be at my highest and best and to do no harm and to guide me in the way help me at work because I'm drowning at work. So I ask for help. And I ask, and then I just thank. I thank my guides. I thank my mom. My mom has passed away. I know she watches over me. I thank my higher self and kind of leave it at that. But you always should, the way I was taught is envision like roots growing from your feet into the ground. That's where you're grounding yourself, right? Because you always should be grounded. And you always so I'm in the shower, I'm barefoot, but I always have my shoes off when I do this, just so you know. And then, and everyone does it differently, but I see energy, I pull it up all through my chakras, bring it back down, and then I know I'm grounded and centered. And then I have a little thing that I say, which is honestly private to me. It's something we had to create in class.
Your own mantra?
It's a mantra, but it's a way to thank everybody for helping me. But what I say is really personal. And that we had to create this when I was in class. So that's why it's one of those things I'm like, that's kind of my thing, but it's pretty much thanking who I want to thank and just acknowledging them and then asking them for their continued guidance and love. At the end of the day, that's what it is. And then it's, my showers are like 10 minutes. So I just, I kind of do that. And I, again, just, ask for positive in and positive out, help to guide me to be at my highest and best. And trust me, don't I wish I was perfect? And I'm not. I am still human. And I try to start my days off good. And then by 5 o'clock, I'm like, mother, day didn't go as planned.
Yeah, they reach up a little bit. Cool stuff. Lucretia, I ordered a deck from Etsy. I didn't know at the time it would take a month to arrive. When I finally received the deck, it was from Ukraine.
Yep.
That's cool.
I actually, my astro dice I got from Etsy, and it took like a month and a half for them to get here. And anything you order, whether you buy it in a store, order it online, I always tell people to sage them, to cleanse them. And it's only because, think about it, if it's been in airports and everywhere, it collects energy. So you just want to cleanse that energy off it and put your own into it, which is why Corey has sage cones.
So by the way, Maria Rodriguez does say that she does have plans, which is good to hear, Maria.
That's good.
And she thanks you. Nice.
You are welcome.
All right, next question here. How about this one from Georgia King?
Okay.
Jilly, I'm feeling like I'm losing all of this old stuff, including some friends. I'm getting ready to start a new spiritual venture. Are these related?
Yeah, they are. But so this is how I want you to look at it. Whenever we change, especially if you're going down like spirituality, you will find people will drop out of your life. But it's okay because you're going to have really good ones come into your life too. And I didn't tell a lot of people at first when I started doing this for those reasons. I didn't want people to think I was crazy and a weirdo, even though I am. But it is that some people, it scares them. They think you're going down the path of a cult or something that's not good. Some people think tarot is evil. So if you're on, so if you're losing old friends, it's really sad. We hate to see friendships go, but never close the door. They might come back. I've had that. If there's one lesson I learned from 2022, friends of mine came back into my life that I had not talked to in ages for no real reason, just busy lives. But it's a reminder of how short life is. And when you say like you're losing old stuff, are you also losing like possessions, or is it just more like relationships?
I don't know. I don't know if George is in the chat tonight. She dropped this last night.
But it is kind of related. If you're going down a new path with spirituality, it will shift. I had to find a community. So, and I always kind of like, community is so overused, but besides the girls I met in class, I didn't know anybody. And it took a while for me to kind of build up a circle that I trust, to be honest.
Annalie, I did see the note about your brother, so we're thinking of you and your family. Hope things turn out okay.
Oh, so sorry. Yes, we'll keep him in our thoughts.
Let's see. Okay, I have other questions we can go to. Oh, by the way, Maria said, what did Maria say? I have 2 dogs and I plan to write and study music.
Oh
so
my
look,
God, perfect.
Yeah, geez. That was pretty cool. Okay, all right, thanks for that. Moving on. Thank you, Georgia, for the question. Hope that helps. How about this one, Jilly? Are you drawn to other tarot readers?
Mm-hmm.
If so, what types?
So I love to get readings from other people. And like I said before, I don't do it to try to be like, you're wrong and you're a fake. I love to see how people read. I learn from them. People have different styles. It also teaches me things that I wouldn't want to do in a reading as well. So I am drawn, like, these channels that you introduced me to, I would have never found them, because on YouTube I did follow a couple people early on, but they just didn't really, I'm like, this is so too broad. It didn't resonate. So I kind of stopped following them. But I do recommend John Holland. I like him a lot. Even the big, real famous ones, I got to be honest, and I hope I don't offend anyone. Like, I don't like the Long Island Medium, not her personally. I just don't think what she does is really honest. And that kid that was doing like the Kardashians, like, really, you didn't know their father died. Those people I kind of have some reservations with. The ones that are really out there publicly are the ones that I'm always a little skeptical of. But John Holland he's from Mass though. Yeah. Originally, he grew up in Boston, lives in New Hampshire, but his home store is in Massachusetts. And the way I actually saw him live once, and I love the way he phrased it. He's a gifted medium, and he said it perfectly. You might not get the letter, but you'll definitely get the postcard, which means even if a loved one didn't come through, there was a message in there somewhere for you. And my friend who brought me, she's like, anyone I bring, they get a reading. And I just looked at her. So I'm going to tell you a weird thing with my mom. So when my mother passed away, they sent us signs, right? I smell weed. Kid you not, she had colitis. She was in a lot of pain. So it was like, I'd be home alone and I'd be like, why am I? It was my mother. That is how I know she's around me. It's so strange, but if you knew my mother, you would understand. So at John Holland, I started smelling it. So I knew my mom was there, but she was just letting me know she was there. And I knew I wasn't going to get a reading because I already am connected. And for some people, that was the only chance a loved one could come through, right? Some husband was dragged there by their wife. They're going to trump me. And I get that. I have my own ways to get messages. But I really like him a lot. His classes, his message. He has a bunch. He actually used to do a podcast, but he doesn't anymore. So I have his psychic tarot deck. And I do have 2 other ones of his. And I also have one of his mediumship ones. I have 2 more at home. I really like him a lot.
Product placement.
I know, right? I should ask for my, where's my residual 2 cents?
Yeah.
I do like, I really liked Sheila a lot too. I really enjoyed her readings and the way that she did it. Um, I guess I'm also just drawn to people that are easygoing like me. I'm kind of, I joke I'm high maintenance, but I like to think I'm pretty open. I'm pretty easygoing. I'm not intimidating. I'm pretty open to anyone. So I usually get drawn that way. But I will say this, the best readers are typically recommendations. If you know someone that had an awesome reading, that's how I found my first medium. I swear to God, everyone I worked with got a reading from her. And she's awesome. She's in Beverly. Like the self referrals, people that can vouch for them is the best way to go.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone
Like
can
any
vouch for
business,
me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's just it. Like if you're looking for someone, I Google them, see what people say about them. It does help.
Yeah.
Because I had an experience, unfortunately, with a local one here. Because again, I like to just hear what they're gonna say. Do you know that they told me in June you are gonna be healthy all year?
Nope.
No. And I wasn't disrespectful. Like I always say, I tell them who I am, so I'm not like trying to be like, gotcha. But when I entered, I talked with them and they said I needed this deep cleansing. I heard them out, paid for it, and they wanted to charge me $1,000 to clean out I'm like, yeah, no. Those are the types of things
To clean out your bank account.
Yeah, clean out my
Yeah.
and it's like, and I kept asking her, so what are the supplies? Well, crystals and this, and I'm like, I can use a crystal on you, Corey, and then just re-energize it for someone else. Because I don't get to take it home. It isn't like I get it. So that's what I think was part of my message tonight too, was the discernment with the TikTok story, right? Someone being like, oh, I have something for you. Really? What is it? Because I do this too. And then it's crickets. And I'm asking out of true curiosity, not to be a jerk, but
Right.
and people will say I'm a fake too, and that's okay.
Well, whatever. People, you can't stop people from being people. Folks, we're after the first hour already is in the books here. We're getting physical tonight, metaphysical, with Jilly Beans. She is doing readings here too. Actually, we're really exploring tarot decks and what they mean to different people. We've done a couple of readings already and answering some questions. Jill's actually giving away a free 1 hour reading later on tonight. If you are a bridge buddy, cheers. You're already in on that drawing. If you want in on that drawing, you can sign up on the link that Annalie can drop in there for you. It's $2 a month. There's no long-term commitment. We're going to start having these random drawings all the time. Tonight's going to be the first one, so there is that. Ready for another question?
Sure.
Actually, here's a comment from Joanna Carson about a tarot deck online, and when I opened it, I hated it. I like the art, but I felt depressed when I flipped through them. I guess I'll give them away.
Give them away or put them away. I don't know if she saw the stream when I talked about that deck and the guy that gave me the creeps because he looked like Fabio. So I get that. And it's like, I don't want to like, be mean and say who the author's name was, but I have a card deck of someone I really followed who I thought I liked. And then I saw an expose on him and I was like, oh, and joined one of his lives. And I'm like, never again. I opened up his deck and I'm like, this is crap. And I felt the same way. So it's just put away somewhere in my basement.
How about this from Joan Oblinger? After my sister-in-law passed, I was taking care of my brother. In a dream, she left me a note on a table thanking me for taking care of my brother, and she signed it, Love, Sandy.
That's awesome. So yes, spirits come to you in your dreams. Unfortunately, they don't for me. I barely ever remember my dreams. But that is a time so this is what everyone should know too. If you have a dream that you can remember, you always should have, like they always say, keep a notebook and pen next to your bed. Because if you have a dream you remember, you should jot it down. Because you know how dreams are kind of abstract and weird. But if you have a loved one that's passed and you dream about them vividly, like you can almost touch them, they're coming to you because when we're asleep, we're more open for them to come in. And she most likely did come to thank you. That was her way of showing appreciation. And I've heard lots of stories of when family members are going to pass or do pass, they dream about them shortly afterwards.
Now, we want to point out once again that Jessica Frank sent Jilly and I these gorgeous candles, right? You've seen these from Cleo. lay out before that. I mean, they're spectacular. The packaging is unbelievable. If you're tuning in late, watch the replay. The first few minutes when we unbox these, they're unbelievable and they smell awesome too. And I mentioned that because Jessica has a question for you, Jill.
Oh, Jessica, anything you want.
Get ready. Gwyneth Paltrow is being sued.
Oh, is she?
For causing a ski crash in Utah back in 2016. She is sued back, saying she didn't do it. Did she cause the ski accident or not? Any info that Jilly Beans picks up?
So I don't think I can say if she caused it, but I can say this. Gwyneth Paltrow, I have a love-hate relationship with her, but she is never going to let anyone make her look bad. So of course she's suing back. That's what she does. She is that person. So so you know how I usually say I don't do yes or no questions, right? Well, funny enough, in this, so I know it's crazy. I'm part of a club that you like every quarter. I know.
Is it a tarot deck of the week club?
No, it's the quarter, but it came with this crystal ball deck. And it's actually yes, no, and has definitive answers. So I guess this would be the best way to go. And funny enough, the last 2 packages, I've given one of the decks away to someone that came in that. It was only $25, Corey. Only told you retail therapy, my feelings totally. I can admit that I have cut myself off officially and people can keep me accountable. I am not buying another card deck. If people want to give them to me, that's different.
Gwyneth Paltrow, one of the most polarizing celebrities of in the last generation or two.
So did she have any involvement? Let's see what the crystal ball pocket oracle wants to tell us. I do have my pendulum with me too.
How many?
I brought my other 2 just to show you because I thought you might like to see them. I have a deck for that. I have a deck for that.
Yeah.
So my friend Jonathan, I will get this. I apologize for the swear word. I was on another channel and my job was to Google shit. So let's just say I'm always the person that's there because I'm a Sagittarius, to bring the knowledge. So let's see what this little deck is going to tell us about.
You were Siri for that show.
Yes. Maybe that's my tagline. Reconsider.
Huh.
I'm so blind too. Let me pull another one. So,
think again, Jessica.
No, not Jessica. She doesn't have to think again.
Oh, think again, Gwyneth.
Gwyneth has to think again.
You think hard, Gwyneth.
I think Gwyneth has to really think hard about her part in this accident and the repercussions if she wants to go sue the person that sued her. Most likely, I feel like rightfully so, because it was a car accident.
Ski accident.
It was a ski accident?
Yeah. Ski crash.
Oh, I gotcha. I'm sorry. So I don't know why I said car. Maybe she was, maybe because. And then now I got unlikely.
Oh.
So maybe she didn't cause the ski accident, but she is causing, I'm feeling like repercussions that are not necessary because so I guess it's like, maybe the person needs to reconsider. I'm actually kind of hearing it reverse now. Maybe the person suing Gwyneth needs to reconsider her intentions behind it. Is she suing Gwyneth because she's Gwyneth or because she really was hurt? I think it's more about the other person and not Gwyneth. I hate to say it. Ugh. And that's Gwyneth.
Bombshell.
Yeah, don't go to her website, Goop. Just saying.
By the way, Sandra Spida loves Gwyneth, so there you go. Sandra, you're on that side. Christian Montel might hate her. Well, for all I know, I'm not speaking for Christian. I'm just saying he might.
Well, I said I had a love-hate because it's like
Damon likes her too. All right.
It's not that. It's just some of the things she doesn't say, and I don't need candles that smell like a certain body part. Just saying.
Well, there was so it's Gwyneth Paltrow and Jennifer Love Hewitt seemed to be 2 very polarizing. Well, for one reason or another, I never understood why they upset people so much.
I love Gwyneth in the Marvel movies. I think she's awesome.
I like Jennifer Love Hewitt in pretty much anything.
Well, come on, that's who we grew up with.
Or not in anything.
Yeah, seriously, right? No, that's what I mean. Like, I love her work. It's just some of the things she writes and says. I'm just like, oh God. So this is what made, so I just remembered why I said she wrote a post one day ages ago, and I don't usually respond to celebrity whatevers. And she wrote about how hard it was being a mom and how she got to choose her movies and having to be away for 5 or 6 weeks because she only filmed one a year. And I'm like, dude, seriously? Like, I'm a single, at the time I was a single mother. I'm like, I'm a single mother trying to survive, and you're complaining because you're going to go make $10 million for 4 weeks of work. So that was, I think, what rubbed me the wrong way with her. She just was kind of a little disconnected from reality. Love her mom. I think her mom's awesome. On Will and Grace.
I think the Gloucester accent came out a few times in that last.
Well, yeah, of course it is.
Single mother.
Single mother. Come on.
Cool. All right. How about this one from Suzanne? Jilly, keep having a recurring dream of me moving. Would love to know if my dream will manifest, and if so, will it be soon? Much gratitude.
So moving, are you moving in different houses? And you know what? So once again, I got something for that. I actually have a book that gives you what you see in dreams, what they actually mean. But I didn't bring that with me. So let me see which one I got. So you want to know if you're going to be moving based on a dream. I'm going to use.
You're in luck, Suzanne.
So this is my Magical Time Empowerment deck. I love this deck. And funny enough, when Sacred Circles was
Suzanne.
So you go another house. So I think if you're have you been wanting to move, or did your interest get piqued because of the dreams? I'm wondering. So this deck, Corey, back in the old days when Sacred Circles was open, they used to have it at their door and you could play with it. But then they had to make it go away, unfortunately.
Well, Celtic Tarot Sheila just texted.
Oh, you should tell her hello.
Yeah.
So we want to know.
Oh, Daryl Andrews, loving the show. Thanks, Daryl. Appreciate it. This is a fun one tonight. I'm really enjoying this too. I love the even with the rider deck, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like the artwork jumps out to me, you know, which I dig. But I've just noticed with every deck I've liked, it's as different as any reader.
Okay, see? Action. Stop hesitating. Movement creates the magic. Nothing can hold you back.
Suzanne, so, yes, for you.
I don't do predictions, but this is just reaffirming those dreams you're having are for a reason. If you want to move, you need to take action. And there's something that someone told me once. It so resonates. Anytime you want to do something, it might seem overwhelming. Taking one small step, just to even say, I want to move. And then take another small step and you'll get the energy. So you're kind of manifesting it and you're getting the energy going.
You're physically moving.
You're physically moving. So yes, if you're dreaming about this, your subconscious, your angels, whoever are coming to you to say, it is time to move.
I would suggest step aerobics as well.
Maybe.
That could help too. That's get you there faster. There you go. Pegasus makes an appearance.
I love that people can see the cards because me on my iPad or phone, I'm like this.
Oh, this is why I'm here, Jill. Someone's got to eat the Cadbury eggs and hold up the cards.
Well, it's funny because, I mean, now that I've come, I'll probably can always just come if you're going to have me on. Even better when he moves back to Gloucester.
I know, it'd be a little bit, but it wasn't a bad trip, right?
No, oh, come on.
It's 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes, but so Gloucester's essentially an island. So when we leave the island and have to go literally just 10 minutes away, it's a gargantuan task for
like old school.
It's island mentality. You got to break that. Like Beverly, we take the train to
going
Beverly.
Going out of town?
Yeah.
Going out of town. When I say that, people are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, I'm leaving Gloucester.
Yeah. Goodbye. Funny. Okay, let's see. Dottie Bucher, Jilly Bean, if time permits, will there be a reconciliation between our daughter and us? We are just so confused. Why the separation? Thanks so much.
Oh, I am so sorry with the separation with you and your daughter. Those are tough. Those are really tough. So your question is, will there be reconciliation with you and your daughter? Let's see what the angels want to tell you. I have a lot of sympathy. Families are tough. Family dynamics are tough. I had a complicated relationship with my mother, I'll be honest. But we, at the end of her life, we're in a really good place. I can say that at least. But it was a lot of work to get there. So this was Dottie, right?
This is Dottie Bucher, longtime follower.
So just remember too, I can only read for you because
Oh.
hi, Jilly.
Hold on, but we're bringing out the cowbell for
You like
that.
that? That was wow, man.
Wait, how about this one?
I like that one. That's more like me.
Yoon, it's Yoon o'clock, folks. Good
Yoon.
morning, Singapore.
Good morning, Unit. I saw your comments on the video. Thank you so much for the kind comment too. So for you, Dottie, this will be just what you need to know about the situation. I can't tell you really what's going on with your daughter because I don't have her permission, but I can kind of see what the angels want to say to you for a message or what you need to know that's like in your highest and best.
As the bells go off and the Yoon hellos happen, there goes our live chat taking over. We love it.
So cool. I'm so glad that Deborah helped you fix your mic issue.
I know. Well, who knew? It was just a stupid setting.
I think I tried saying that to you.
Well, I just didn't know what to
I'm just being a wise ass.
uncheck, you know?
Yeah.
Like which box to uncheck, which is weird.
So for you, Dottie, I can feel the sadness. I can feel, I just, I'm a mom, so I totally get.
Annalie is requesting one.
Oh, you have it.
I'm going to put that around Bubba's neck next week, Annalie.
I do feel bad that you couldn't have Bubba in here. I did feel bad about that.
People love Bubba.
I know they do. I'm really sorry. But for Dottie, I think for you too, Dottie, like obviously this is so painful. I can't imagine as a mom to not have my kids talk to me and not really know why, to be able to make amends or talk it through or apologize, right? But I think I want you to just keep loving her, meaning just always keep her in your heart, sending her lots of love, and try not to obsess too much because it will be revealed, because obviously you don't really know why it's happening. So keep that intent of goodness. Oh my God, listen deeply. I want another card though. So your angels are watching over you. They're listening. See how he has this hand over his heart? That's your pain. They know it. Your angels are acknowledging it, and they just want you to know that they're here. The cards, see all the purple and stuff? They're sending you healing light, because unfortunately, it's on her time, not yours. Just never, I just feel like always keep the lines of communication open. Once in a while, a text, a letter, even if you don't get a response, just a reminder that you're there and that they're loved. And listen deeply too means, so I always suggest at night. So this card says take charge and action, but I don't think it really means what that says. It's like what's in your control, right? In the situation, you can only take care of yours, keep your side of the street clean, keep your intentions good, be open. If your daughter reaches out to you, just remember to not react, respond, hear her out. Even if what she's saying is in her head a story that got spun that's not really all the truth, if you can listen with an open heart to what they have to say, and then even if you need to say, you know what, I need to just kind of digest this, can we reconnect and let me kind of put this all together? And the listen deeply is you at night when you go to sleep, close your eyes and get quiet and hear what comes up. Because, and I'm not saying you did anything wrong, but in any relationship or any kind of conflict, we each play a part. Even if you're the one that was betrayed, there's always a part that you play in it. And see what you hear, because that little voice that tells us the truth, our intuition, is so quiet. That's why we don't hear it. Hear what that voice has to say. It might point something out to you to say, remember in this situation. But I think your angels, at the end of the day, the angels know you're hurting and they're so sorry. But just take control of what you can, meaning your intentions. Keep holding open that open line of communication. And if she does reach out, just remember to have an open heart, hear what they have to say. And I would suggest, thanking them, reminding them how much you love them, but then revisit it. So you have a time to digest it so you don't react and say, that's not true. Not that you would, but just so that way you keep it open and it's all coming from a place of love. I always say you can say anything to anyone if it comes from a place of truth, love, and integrity, even if it's not always good news or nice stuff. Like, Corey, I love you, but you're making me sit on a kiddie chair. I'm saying it with truth, love, and integrity.
Right. But John Aside has to run.
All right, bye, John Aside. I'll talk to you soon, honey.
Okay, Dottie, I hope that helps. By the way, potential Halloween costume for me here.
Yes.
Could be that. Pretty impressive.
We're going to dress Corey up like an angel.
Yeah. I've got the washboard down. I got to figure out the rest of it.
Oh, do you?
No.
I do not be like, hey, I got a picture of me as an angel. I dressed up. I was in the Mother Grace parade one time.
Oh, yeah?
Because I lived on Gloucester next to Alyssa Kukuru.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. Cousin Alyssa. Okay. Thanks for that, Dottie. I hope that helps and things sort themselves out for you. A young lady by the name of Yoon is asking a question. Jill, can I ask whether I will have a second grandchild? It's been 8 years now.
Oh, that's like one of the most...
Yoon.
I have to say, what are the top 5 questions? Am I going to have a grandchild? Am I going to fall in love? Is this the right person? Am I going to get the job? So I typically don't do yes or no questions, but for you, because I do have my deck that kind of answers, we'll see what it says. And unfortunately, it's always on their time, not yours. I'm really sorry.
Mm-hmm. But,
right. So is it your daughter or your son? Because if it's your son, it gets even more complicated. Because then it's, if it's your daughter, it's different.
Right. I thought she asked something like this in the past, or we at least found out.
So
it's a son, I think.
So this is a crystal ball oracle deck, and the cards say not the right time, no need to worry, no. That's why I'm pulling from this deck, because I can't really, because I can't tap into people. I don't have their permission, but we'll see what they say, because I'm just going to ask if you're going to get another grandchild, because that's what you really want.
Quiet on the set.
So let's see. And thank you for your question. And I'm so tempted to pull my pendulum, but I'm just too afraid. I don't ever want to plant seeds or give someone like the wrong answer. I would feel
false
horrible.
hope or anything, right?
I would feel so bad. I feel like Yoon's like she's kind of the grandmother of the show, though, isn't she?
We have a lot of grandmothers for the show. A lot of great aunts, a lot of grandmothers.
I know she gets a bell for a reason. You told me the reason why, but not everybody. And Annalie gets like huge kudos because she keeps us well fed and tiger eggs. So let's see. These are little. They don't like to come apart. Oh, I'm so sorry, Yoon. It says let go. So I think the card is saying. And this came up for someone else. I did a reading for someone one other night, and I will apologize. I never really remember what I say or who it was for, but someone else asked me about a grandchild, and the same kind of message. It's on their time, not ours. But if you kind of let it go to the universe, maybe things will move along faster, because kids are rebellious, even when they're adults. Like if you want something, they're going to be like, no, I'm not going to give it to you.
And Damon says, let go may not mean no.
Yeah. And the next card is like choose a new direction. I don't know if I'm really liking this deck. I got to be honest. This is the first time I've used it. I'm not really thinking I like it. I might pull from something else for her. I thought this could be cool. Like, well, maybe I'll get a yes, no. I'm not really loving. I like the pictures. Just don't know. Oh, you're welcome, Dottie. So I'm pulling from something else for you because I didn't like it. I'm going to put this one away. I don't know how I feel about it.
Oh, Yoon, I knew it. She says in all caps, yelling from Singapore.
Sorry. But I still going to pull something else for you because I feel like, I don't know. I feel like you're getting shortchanged.
Yeah, this is what happens with Jill a lot is you get a reading and you get way more than you bargained for.
I can't help myself. I'm so like, I shouldn't apologize, right?
No.
That's just kind of. So you know what I'm going to do for you, Yoon? I am going to pull from this deck. It is called, because this one's new, it kind of sticks, sorry. It is Raise Your Vibration. So I think for you, because this is not really the answer, I want you to get a message that's from the universe that's going to help you raise your vibration. Is going to be something that you can hold on to. It's still a message from your guides, but I think we need something uplifting because that was a little depressing.
Yeah, I'm gonna inhale. I'm gonna breathe in one of Jessica's candles.
Oh my God, it's 8 o'clock already. All right.
Beautiful. So nice.
So you didn't put a Zoom background on for us.
A what?
Did you even do a background for us?
No, because side by side, I want to see the depth in the background because you're holding up cards.
Yeah,
and,
that's right.
Yeah, I don't
it
like
would have looked funny. I would have been disappearing and reappearing.
Yeah, that's why I kind of like that when I'm by myself. I like the silliness of the backdrop sometimes,
Okay, just make
or
it
the
sure.
serenity.
Yes, the one that you did for the full moons was perfect. You're more intuitive than you like to admit, Corey.
Wicked intuitive.
Wicked, wicked. All right, Yoon, what do we need to know for you to help you raise your vibration? Because your kids are not right now. I am surrounded by my angels. And just saying, the feathers are pink. I don't know. But your angels, they hear you. They know what you want. Unfortunately, you just have to be patient, but just know you are always surrounded by your loved one. An angel to me you're like your traditional angels, but also your loved ones. And people we've never met that watch over you, they're all around you. See how many feathers they are? They're around you all the time. And I think you should ask for a sign for when the time is right from your angels. So in other words, when you're almost ready for a grandchild, see if they'll give you a sign to say it's coming, like it's finally coming closer. The more you pressure them, though, the more they'll just resist. I'm sorry.
Well, and I'm gonna say, Yoon, maybe your spirit animal is a flamingo. We're just throwing that out there. No?
I don't know if a flamingo's is. Well, actually, it could be. You never know. There's like a spirit animal for
Do you have a
everything.
long neck, Yoon? Do you eat lots of fish?
Ooh, and I like this one too. I'm supported on my path with a dragonfly. I love dragonflies. So you know what? I feel like with you, and you're already so grounded and connected to life, spirituality, the world, and you're just supported. And I think it's a nice thing to hear sometimes. People want to know that not, even though you feel alone, you're really not alone in the world, even if we can't see them. So they do really like you. You got people all around you. It's just not a grandbaby right now.
Love is all around. That's the Mary
That's
Tyler
right.
Moore Show. By the way, I also love dragonflies. My quick dragonfly story is every summer, one of my favorite things to do is I lounge up by our pool in the backyard just to chill, not be at the computer. That's where I unwind. Like I can think. I can think
Sunblock?
long view stuff. That's
Hope
what I do.
sunblock.
Never sunblock. You gotta let it burn. But also, one of my favorite things that happens is every night, like maybe once a day, a dragonfly comes by and and just drinks from the pool, goes back and forth, but for like 10 minutes.
That's awesome.
Like it doesn't stop us. Like it blows my mind. It's just a cool thing to witness.
It's spirit. So we noticed an influx of dragonflies. Funny enough, during the height of the pandemic that first summer, there was a huge spike of dragonflies in my yard.
Oh, wow.
And I actually, on my phone, I got a picture of a dragonfly that was on my deck. And I'm like, and it stayed still for me to take a picture. I always take them as signs. Dragonflies are awesome. I don't really like bugs, but I do like dragonflies.
Yeah, we love dragonfly. They're gorgeous things. Love them. All right, folks, it is the top of the hour now, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where Jill and I are coming to you from the northeast corner of Massachusetts, Cape Ann, Mass. We are from Gloucester, Gloucester Pride, folks. You're watching Let's Get Metaphysical with Jill Delaberti. You know her as Jilly Beans here on the channel. We're going through all sorts of tarot decks tonight. It's a lot of fun, and I love, I'm digging the decks, absolutely, and learn a lot along the way. So this is also last call if you want to potentially win a 1 hour reading with Jilly Beans. So you can sign up to be a bridge buddy. Right now, the clock is ticking. We're going to have that drawing live here on the channel in a few moments. So Anna Lee will have that link. Click that as only $2 per month, and we're going to have multiple drawings a month. So it's a piece of cake. It doesn't go through YouTube. It goes through the bridge. You don't get extra fees attached to it. We don't worry about anything getting docked from us. There's nothing like that. It's just a nice way for us to support local businesses Thank our guests all the time too. I think it's a fun thing that we can get going on here. So there is that. So there's the link from Anna Lee. Do that after, like I said, maybe in about 10 minutes or so, we'll do that drawing here. So are you excited for that?
I am excited for it.
Yeah. And like I said, if you haven't picked up on it yet, my guess is when you have a one-on-one with Jill, you are going to get way more than
Yeah.
what you asked for. So what a great prize, and how gracious she is to do that for us. So very cool. Okay. So thanks for joining us, by the way. I'm Corey from The Bridge, and she's Jill.
I'm Jill.
And here we are moving on to the last part of the show. Joanna Carson says, Jilly, I want to retire soon. I need to sell my house or move in with my partner. Will he do repairs to his house, or will I need to get my own place?
I don't mean to laugh. It's just the first thing I heard was, what do you think? And in my head, it was kind of like, I'm going to pull a card. My head is tingling. But so you want to retire. So you want to know if you should sell your house, and if you're going to, or should you move in with your partner? I'm just making sure I got the question right in my head. I might have to rephrase it a little bit different when I ask my deck. So
She wants to retire soon. She needs to sell her house or move in with her partner. Will he do repairs to his house? Probably so she can move in and feel more comfortable.
Do you love your house though? Like, let me ask you this. Do you love your house? Is there a reason why he wouldn't move in with you? Or you just don't want him to? I totally get that. Trust me.
And in the meantime, Sharon Miller, you might be looking for the link. If you just scroll up and find Annalie Finch's name with a blue wrench, she's got the link if you want to sign up for the drawing. Yoon also mentions very few children in my family. I'm just worried my grandson will be all alone in the future. We understand you.
I get that. So just on a side note, if my brother, who is now 46, does not have a boy, my last name ends, so I understand.
Joanna says, I will sell my house.
You will sell your house. Okay, that's fine. So for you, for some reason, didn't I say I brought my romance angels and I didn't know why?
You did. You set up the plan when you drove in.
Reasons like this, because I feel like the retirement's awesome, right? I feel like this is more of a relation. The way I'm hearing it, it's like more of a relationship question, because your relationship will dictate if you're gonna want to move in with them. No offense, Corey, block your ears. Guys can be tricky when it comes to repairs. Trust me, I have a bathroom that got ruined by someone that painted a ceiling and didn't wipe the paint off.
You should have hired Meredith.
5 years later. Oh, I hate paint. People love to paint. It's like my worst nightmare.
I can't stand it either.
Can't stand
Paint.
it.
Tedious.
I will hire someone or go without. But just saying, that's why I say that with the guys. Block your ears, Corey. You weren't supposed to hear that. So I'm actually just going to ask what so romance angels just mean, they're not specific different angels. It's more about relationships. I feel like that's what we kind of need to hear about. And just as a caveat too, I always say this because this is on the internet, right? And the internet's forever. Trust me, I know. If there was something too personal, I will still give you a message and have Corey reach out to anyone to say there's more. I just didn't want to say this publicly because I want to respect people's privacy. I just know for myself. So let's see what they want to say.
Okay, Sharon, you're in, by the way. Good. Thank you.
Okay. I gotta put those down now. I got 3 cards for you, so we got to read them in a certain way. Because I feel like it's like a past, present, future type of thing. That's what usually 3 cards, if you were to do a spread with 3 cards, that's what they usually represent. I say I'm going to pull 1, I end up with 10. So this, I feel like they're kind of giving me the overall overview of your relationship. So the first part, it says unrequited love. There's not enough attraction to keep the relationship going. So I'm just hearing in the beginning, it might have been a little rocky. Maybe you were unsure. He was unsure. Then the next part is making the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So in other words, you guys worked it out. You're still together. The next card is playfulness to recapture romance. Allow your inner youthful spirit to shine. So retirement should be fun. And I'm getting the feeling it's going to be fun with him. But when it comes to the repairs, you have to be very honest with yourself. Is it a game breaker? Because I'm hearing this can all be magical. And if you want to show the cards, you can. They're a little bit more like, they're all like kind of in the Renaissance era type of things. So I'm feeling like this relationship is great, but you don't live together. And if you're going to, I think you would have to agree ahead of time about repairs. Do you just hire someone? So that way you can enjoy your relationship and that playfulness and not get hung up on that sort of stuff. I think it's a conversation you might just need to have with yourself to say, what am I okay with? Because let's face it, guys can drive us crazy, especially when it comes to repairs or needing stuff done sometimes. I don't know.
I get things done.
I know you do. I'm just joking. But seriously, though, I think it's...
What is going on here?
I don't...
Swing.
It's playfulness. They're having fun. They're retired. They're going to go live their best lives. We're still working. So that's what I mean. Like this, how, like you want your relationship at this point to be fun and enjoy each other, especially in retirement. So that's why when it comes to those mundane house things, I think ask yourself what you're okay with and have a conversation with your partner to say, look, if I'm going to move in with you and there's stuff that needs to be done, be honest. Because if you're not going to do it, let's figure out how we can hire someone. Corey Kookaroo paints, Meredith paints, like, so that it doesn't ruin the playfulness and the fun you're about to have. You're retired. My God, go enjoy yourself. And I think because you're selling your house, that's a huge relief off of you. I'm a homeowner, so I know. I bought my first house was a fixer-upper. We bought a foreclosure. I will never do that again. I was a lot younger when I did that.
Yeah, you do what you have to do at the time.
Well, that's just it. It worked for us. Even though I shared a bedroom with my oldest as I was pregnant. Just saying.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
Christian points out that last deck was the swinger deck. Every card has 2 Adirondack chairs on the back.
And this is from Doreen Virtue. So does anyone care about Doreen Virtue? I can tell you the long and the quick story about this one.
You can. Are you ready for a question?
Oh no, I just didn't. I just threw that out there. So lots of people say they see dragonflies. That's cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we love dragonflies here.
So I don't know if that made sense to her though. I don't know if she made a comment.
Who was that last one for?
It was Joanne, I believe.
Oh yeah, Joanna Carson. So is that good? I don't know. Oh, for entertainment purposes. So she's like, yeah, it's good. We're
okay. Good. I always go back the next day when the chat gets posted and read the comments anyways.
Yeah, some people wonder about that. When we're doing a live and then we stop the live show, the live chat then is not available until the next day. It's a YouTube processing thing. Because I'll get emails. Actually, you did this late last night after the live, saying that the live chat wasn't working. That's why. It's a processing thing from YouTube, but the live chat doesn't go away. It just disappears for a little bit, then comes back. So.
It has to go through its algorithm to see if it's going to tag you.
Yeah, I got one of those recently for whatever. It scans for whatever junk it scans for. But okay, here is a question now from Benjamin Padilla. Benjamin's always with us. I don't know if he's with us tonight, but he was definitely with us last night for the entirety.
He's asked me a question before. I remember his name.
Oh, cool. Corey, I would like to ask Jilly why, when I was a teenager, and it still happens on occasion, that every time I passed a certain street lamp, it would always go off. It was eerie, and it still happens.
It's so spirits like to play with electricity. I know this for a fact too, because my mom likes to mess with my lights, especially if she's trying to get my attention. She likes to, when I say play with my lights, like I have horrible recessed lighting in my house. There's this one in my kitchen that will start blinking, right? And we'll change the bulb and it doesn't stop. So spirits, the way they communicate to us is once they get it, they know how to mess with electricity. So that's when you hear TVs go on without anyone turning them on and weird things like that. And then there's also the change they leave you and feathers and those sort of things. So it sounds like since you were a teenager, there could be someone following you. And it's a certain street lamp. And it is airy. So here's something I want everyone to know. Like, one of my things with mediumship, I was afraid of, like, I didn't want to bring something in that wasn't good. I am a firm believer in not playing with Ouija boards. Only real experts should. And there are what's called a lower dense or low vibe spirits out there. They're the ones that, want to be jerks, and you kind of feel some darkness and heaviness. But what I learned was they're actually kind of wimpy. And if you just tell them to go away, they will. Because I kind of feel like this person's messing with you. Whoever's messing with that certain street lamp, I bet they're doing it to other people. And they're just being a jerk. So you just have to say with conviction, go away and stop it. I am not going to allow you to come into my space and make me feel this way. You are no longer welcome. And tell them goodbye and see if that helps. And maybe Google if there was an accident there or something and there's a spirit hanging around. That's why they're doing it. I hope that helps. I don't know if he's in the chat.
I haven't seen Benjamin yet tonight, but he'll watch this, I'm sure.
So let me know if that makes sense. But for anyone, if you ever feel like a darkness around, you just tell them to go away. Yeah. But you just got to make sure you say with conviction, and they do for the most part. And I would always suggest some sage and open a window.
There you have it. All right, folks, guess what? It is time to actually have our first Bridge Buddy drawing to win 1 hour with Jilly Beans. She'll do a reading for you for readings for 1 hour. How cool is that? Now, this is going to take some finagling on my part. Let's do this. The names are in. We can show people that in a second. Let's
Corey had to take me out because I'm a bridge buddy.
I did. All right, we're gonna share our screen. All right, folks, so here is our screen.
Well, we should have a bell for the winner.
Okay, so we have dozens and dozens and dozens of names in here, dozens and dozens and dozens. They're all in here in the wheel. We're gonna spin the wheel now, Jilly, and we're gonna see who wins 1 hour with Jilly Beans. Jill, do you want to click? Or do you want me to?
I want you to. I feel like I don't want to influence, but give me a bell. We'll ring it for whoever wins.
Well, trust me, there'll be all kinds of stuff going on, but here's a bell for you. All right, folks, good luck. The winner of the 1 hour reading with Jilly Beans is...
the first ever giveaway on the bridge. Are we going to polka?
The drama.
And you talk about my pregnant pauses.
Who is it?
Oh my God, I feel like I'm watching Price is Right. Is it gonna?
There you go. Sue Etsy. Sue, where are you? Congratulations, Sue. You have won the 1 hour reading with Jilly Beans. Congratulations. Hit us up. If we don't hear from you, if you're not in here, I will contact you via email ASAP. All right, we're going to stop this share. Anyway, that's kind of an idea I have.
It's cool. It's kind of fun. I'm kind of glad I was here for it, right? Not watching.
You know what's weird? So Eileen just missed. Sharon Miller just signed up and just missed.
Don't tell them that.
Christian Montone's a couple of ways. So is Prokopek. Big names there, folks. So what an upset. Sue Etsy.
So we should just say too, though, if this person decided this was not something she was interested in, you'll pull again. You'll spin the wheel again, right? Another day, another night, if you get in contact with her. Yeah.
Now, is Sue actually in the chat or is using a handle? That's the one thing that's tricky now is we don't know if because I don't remember seeing the name Sue Etsy ever in our chats, but we do have a lot of Sues. So people are saying hello, hello, hello. Old guy. I predict Sue Etsy will win.
Good job, old guy.
Welcome, old guy. All right, so there you have it. Congratulations. And Jilly, thanks so much for doing it. That's awesome.
Of course. So once you get in contact with her, you can give her my information and we'll set up time to do her reading. And then she can let everyone know how she felt about it if she wants. Now,
if for any reason who does not collect on a prize or whatever, if something happens along the way, we'll just do it again for you ASAP. So anyway, thanks for that. Was awesome. I can tell you tomorrow night, I'm going to be interviewing author Susan Wadia-Els. And we're going to be giving away one of these tomorrow night, a copy of her book, Busting Breast Cancer. It's an Amazon bestseller, so we're going to learn all about that. She's a research freak. We'll see what's going on there. Very unconventional stuff, controversial, but she's a great conversationalist. So We'll do that going. Okay, so we're down the home stretch here, and Jilly and I have discussed this a little bit, and I just thought it'd be cool to now get into these sort of quick hit readings that you can do.
Yes.
You're armed at the to the teeth with decks here, Jill.
So I will say too, Corey, I've been here for almost 2 hours. I'm not sneezing, so that is actually a good thing.
That is that. Don't.
I
Careful
know.
now, you know, because people are gonna they're gonna just stay.
No,
bring it
but
back.
that means I can come back.
Oh, okay.
That's the point. And if, we were to go over a little bit, I'm not like, and I did bring extra allergy meds because that's what I do. So we can do questions.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we can do questions.
So
do
if
you
you
have
have
a question,
questions-
Corey?
So one thing we want to do, so Laura Johnson was her birthday just passed on March 20th.
Okay.
So can you do some sort of a cold card poll
Yeah.
for, okay?
You said it was 320 for Laura
320.
Johnson. So this is
Happy
just-
belated birthday.
Happy
Laura.
belated birthday. What should we post? So anything that jumps out to you, Corey, you let me know and I'll use that deck.
Well,
What do we want for her?
the one you just moved has been jumping out to
This
me.
one?
Yeah, that one has.
The angel one or the self-care one?
This one.
We'll do so Corey picked your deck and it's actually the angel deck, which is a great deck. And anyone that's new, I highly suggest the Angel Guide Oracle by Kyle Gray. He has good stuff. And this is a new one, my cards. So if you feel the cards, see how sticky they are? I haven't shuffled them enough yet. So it's kind of good you're making me use them.
There you go.
So for Warren.
I do want to mention too that we're working on scheduling a show with Deborah Lupian, voice of the Akashic Records again, and I believe she is also participating in the Bridge Buddy drawing as well.
Ooh.
So we'll see what that entails.
My name better be in for that one.
It will be. Well, yeah, we'll put your name back in now.
So let's see. So happy birthday to you,
Laura.
Laura. Whoa, good jumper. Hold on. Already
You
one
do.
out.
We love the jumpers. Oh, here's Laura too. Thank you, Corey. I love angels. You have it, Laura.
See, Corey's intuitive. We're going to be doing readings side by side soon. He's just not going to be, hi, I'm Corey. I'm the bridge.
So do you want a teaser while you're shuffling? So Celtic Tarot Sheila texted. She's inviting me onto her show.
Ooh.
To have a premiere of me doing tarot cards.
Oh, awesome. I
Because
love
it wouldn't be live. She'll edit and all that, but we'll do it. So how cool is that? So we'll keep you posted on that. Whoa. My first appearance on another channel.
I have been, since I sent you that deck, I tortured you, but then you moved. I gave you the pass because you were moving, right? So you got 3 cards.
All right.
So hold on, I gotta look at them first, then you can show them.
Oh, yeah.
So for your birthday, I got clear, cancel, and release, earth and ground, signs, and reminders. So you can hold them up while I talk now.
Okay.
So your birthday, right? It's a new year. You're always going. So I always feel like your birthday, fresh start. So the cards are saying to you, it's your birthday. It's time to release everything from this last year. Really get grounded and centered. Your angels are all around you. Hold on, I just need to see this one again real fast. Signs and reminders. So this card is telling me for you to reflect on the last year. And I love, so anytime I see butterflies, that means spirit. That's angels watching over you. Because I think reflecting over this year, you're going to see like how things worked for you, what didn't work for you, and you're going to release them because now that you're in, your next year of life, you want to remember that and remember what you don't want to repeat. So this is how we break repeating patterns. If we journal and reflect on what we did and what didn't serve us or what we didn't like, here's your chance for a new start. And your angels are all around. And that girl that's like releasing, she's like, yep, I am done. She's very like grounded in who she is. And the other card is just like you're connected to source, to the ground, you're good. I hope that resonates.
Beautiful stuff. Okay, happy birthday again, Laura.
Happy birthday.
Very cool. Congratulations. Okay, we had another request from Le Mans Girl, who's been watching all night. I think it's Le Mans Girl. It is.
Le Mans Girl. Okay. Did she have a question or are we just doing general?
Nope, we're doing general now. We're just letting her rip.
We're just letting her rip.
So we'll see which.
We'll just go with the angels again because you like the angels, Corey. So we'll
yeah,
welcome.
I don't know why, but
Unless there's another one I feel.
honestly, I was attracted to the. It's always something about that orangey color that was on that top. That's
Oh.
what attracted me.
So your orange is your sacral chakra. That's all like your creativity and who you are and confidence and stuff.
You know what? My
And your hair
favorite
color.
color may be actually. It's like if you could imagine like orange liquid.
Mm-hmm. I can.
That for some reason.
I'm thinking like orange crush soda. Like that's what I'm seeing.
Well, yeah, without the fizz. Yeah.
Right. In the old fashioned, remember Trimedic had an orange flavor back in those
Mhm.
days? Do you know my kids don't like Trimedic? I'm like, how did you not? I'm like, that was like the only best time to be sick because you got that.
Laura, thanks. You're perfect. Thank you so much for that.
You're
lovely
so
reading.
welcome. So Lamar's girl. So we're just doing general. What do the angels want to tell you today?
Yeah, folks, if you have a question while we have time, you can throw one up there really quickly.
So people have asked about me having a YouTube channel. It's in the works. And my
Okay.
2 friends that came on that night that popped on and helped me with answering questions, it's something I've been bugging Deb to do. And now that she finally saw it, they're on board. So we're working on it. And my Facebook page, I know, is a pain to try to find. If you put my name in Facebook, it's just me. And then I think you can find the Soul Connection page that way too. And my good friend Corey could always put a link in because I'm not a mod here, so which is fine. I'm a mod in enough places. So interesting for you, Lamar's girl, because guess what? Your card says yes. So I got a feeling that you had a question in your head, right? But these are general, so I'm just going off of whatever I feel. And this card is saying yes. This is the first time I've pulled this from this deck because I didn't. It must have a no somewhere. So look at this angel. They are dancing. They're colored. They're all in all the colors. So I usually associate colors with chakras because those represent energy, and you got all the colors of the rainbow, and they're jumping up and down. So if there's something you've been thinking about, working on, or dreaming about, they are screaming yes to you. Do it. Now's the time. Don't hold back. Angels got your back. They're like, yes, please. They can't jump any higher for you. So
I will say this is a potential team uniform for our wrenches. I can see Thankful Mom, Annalie, and Christian all in these for us.
yes, they would rock it.
We'll have them on live someday together. That'd be special.
They
Beautiful.
should. That would be nice. I mean, we've seen Christian. It'd be nice if the other mods came on.
What a
live.
great read.
And so this happens a lot too. When I flip over my deck, there's another card. Ask and you shall receive. So once again, yes. Ask the universe for what you want because you deserve it and you're going to get it. And all the purple coming from, above is just spirit saying yes. So whatever there's something you're thinking about, and I feel like you've been sitting on it for a while, please, the angels are going, yes, do it, do it. I hope that helps. Hope that makes sense.
Very cool. All right, now we love Marby. Marby's been with us for a long time. Marby Gongora. And she's asking for a card, please.
Okay.
An angel for you, and an angel for you, and an angel for you, folks.
I know, I'm not going to all my different decks. I think it's because you said you like this one.
We're on the angels tonight.
We've got the angels with us.
It's just where we had to go.
So let's see what they want. And so I can see you giggling.
People are, well, therefore, Christian is for the team uniforms. I will let you.
So, what do the angels want?
This is from Marby.
Marby, okay.
We love our Marby. And I want to thank everyone who's trying to be in a Bridge Ready tonight. We'll do the same thing tomorrow night, and then I'll let you guys know about next week's schedule. I'm out to Deborah. Sheila and I have to figure out a date, so we'll figure that out as well. And then Jilly, we'll have to figure out when you want to do this again. An open invitation, essentially. So
yeah, because I'm the easiest, and I mean that just like I'm local. You know how to get a hold of me.
Yeah.
Like it's so Christian, don't get mad at me. I was messaging Christian and saying, maybe as a filler one night, me and Christian should do like aliens and conspiracy theory talk, and I can still pull cards. Just an idea.
That's not a bad idea for like one of those Tuesdays.
That's what I mean. Because I'm not like like I don't know everything, but I fell down that rabbit hole.
Well, yeah, but and I think another big difference too is unless it's like political tarot, we're not going to get 40, 50 questions in one of those
Yeah.
sittings. It's going to be specific. I think it's people, they get the feel for you and that you're doing this tonight, and then we start seeing questions come in. So it's cool seeing how that.
But yeah, if you're interested in Gaia and what my thoughts are on UFO in that community, which let's just say I stumbled down that rabbit hole, but luckily I came out on the other side. So once I always find when I'm doing these readings, there's always a theme.
I hope you're sitting down, Marby.
So March has been all about change, big changes, opportunity and change, vulnerability and freedom. So the biggest thing I am feeling off of this, you have to be open to new opportunities, change, because that is sometimes the hardest part of change is being open to it and being vulnerable. Nobody likes to feel vulnerable. I know I don't. So see how she's reaching for the stars? Reach for the stars. Be okay with saying, you know what? I am going to just be open to receive, and I'm going to be okay with what I get for a message or what I should do. And the other one is opportunity and change. They always say, opportunity, like, you always got to make sure that the door's open. Opportunity only comes your way if the door's open. There's like an elevator phrase for it. Opportunity, you've got to be open to receive it. That's the biggest thing. People will feel like they're missing out on life. It's because they're blocked. These angels are telling you, open yourself up, because once you do, and let your guard down, because we always have our garden walls up. I know I do. It's all going to come, and great things are coming your way. The angels are supporting you. So your message is be open to receive the gifts that they want to do. And whatever you think you might have brewed in your head, be open for it. Ask for that to come in and be okay with kind of giving it up to them, right? I don't want to say give away your power, but giving it like to them to say, okay, I'm ready. I'm open. Lay it on me.
Awesome stuff. Hey, thank you, Marby, for that too, and thank you,
Hope
Jill.
that helps.
Now, I do want to point out too. We should do one for Sharon Miller because she's new to the channel, right? I'm
Okay.
assuming a new subscriber. She's a new bridge buddy. So Sharon, we'd like to pay you back and thank you by doing pulling an angel card for you tonight.
Yes. So this just brought something to my head. So people ask about reversals, right? So oracles don't always have reversals, but people have their own beliefs about tarot cards and if they read reversals or not. So here's my spiel with how I do it. I go with my gut because I always make sure my decks are right side up when I am done with them or sage them. I make sure all the cards are right side up. And I still get a reversal. So I look at it and I always use my intuition to say, did this really mean to be reversed or not? And a reversal doesn't always mean bad. That's the thing. People think if it's reversed, it's going to mean something bad. And bad doesn't always have to mean bad news. It could be just telling you. That's why tarot is so honest. It's going to tell you, you got to pivot or whatever the card is. Like if it's say 3 of Swords reversed, actually 3 of Swords reversed is actually kind of good because that's usually like a broken heart. Bad example. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. With my stance on reversals, some people refuse to read them. I kind of go with my gut, but if you're really into tarot, read those reversals because it's brutally honest. Yeah, I think I need some.
Folks, there are candy dishes and then there are candy dishes. So,
hey, I hope every time I come here, there's a can. I like black jelly beans, just so you know.
Oh, do you really?
Oh my God, I love black jelly beans. I've already bought them, and because my kids like them too to fill Easter eggs with them.
There you go, folks. Oh, hold on now.
Marby,
thank
you.
Thank you for the tip, Marby. We appreciate it. As always, you're always doing that.
So you want to hear something weird? When you just did that, my skull just jumped. I shit you not. It just did. I heard the bump. I saw the bump and it moved.
Huh? There we go.
Just saying. Weird stuff happens when I get around. So.
Sharon's getting the
royal
welcome from the. Oh.
Look at. Remember I said I'd never pulled a yes?
Yeah.
You got the no. but it's not bad. I don't feel like it's bad. So for you, Sharon, angelic protection and no. But if you look at the no, does it look, she doesn't look mean. She's just like, so I get the feeling where it says angelic protection, when someone wants you to do something or ask something from you and it doesn't feel right, this is when you stand in your power and you tell them no. With love, you can say no with love, because this angel, she is very serene looking. And the answer is just no, and it's okay. I'm hearing you need to hear that. It's to give yourself permission to say no, because a lot of us are people pleasers. And I'm just getting like, it is okay for you to say no and do not feel bad about it or let anyone make you feel bad about it. The angels will protect you from any negativity someone wants to bring your way. Stand in who you are. If the answer is no, that is okay. It's not the wrong answer. Just remember that. It's okay, and don't beat yourself up over it. We all have to say no sometimes.
This is true.
I hope that helps.
Awesome. Cool stuff.
Alrighty.
So Gigi by the Sea is asking for a carrot for Bubba, but Jill is allergic to dogs, so all 170 something pounds of Bubba has to be kept with a good doctor tonight. So there is that.
He has knocked on the door a few times, and I feel bad.
He might be literally slumped against the door right on the other side here.
But
waiting.
when the weather gets nice and we're outside, it doesn't matter if he's around because we're outside. It's just, if he's like all over me all night, I would be like a sneezing mess.
Yeah. Judy Knoll, Corey, do you think that candy basket will still be full on Easter morning?
No, because I'm going to take half of it home with me.
Yeah, it's one. We're doing 1 hour at a time here. That's how we live when it comes to the Cadbury.
So I
cream
have a
eggs.
question.
Yeah.
Should Corey take a small shot of your moonshine before we end to wash down your next
Let's
cream
do a
egg?
quick poll question.
Let's do a poll. Since we can't do Bubba, we'll do Corey.
Should Corey do a quick shot of, is it a particular kind of moonshine?
It's
is it
just
Portuguese?
homemade Portuguese moonshine, so you know it's really strong stuff. And that's been sitting now for another year, so it's,
Oh, it's really
yeah, it's
good.
really good.
All right, folks, we'll let you have fun with that tonight. I will accept all results. I will not protest any results.
And not that I'm trying to peer pressure my friend. I'm not that person.
So there is that. So wait, so Jill, if people want to, I don't know, if they want to learn more about you, connect with you, get a reading from you, how can they go about doing that? What's the best way?
So just for some of my past experiences on the internet, I've done a lot of research for everyone, just so you know, of do's and don'ts. I'm not really comfortable putting my email in the chat. But Corey, if you have Facebook open, you could drop the link to my Soul Connections page.
Yeah.
Because you do have to request, so that is separate from my personal page. I approve all members for a reason, just because I want to have control over who can be there, right? And since I am if you're a bridge buddy, if you email Corey, Corey has my permission to give my email address out to people. And I am on Instagram, and I'm on Instagram and Twitter as Jilly Beans. So if you're on any social media, even TikTok, I'm Jilly Beans. You just got to tell me that you're a bridge buddy so I know who you are, especially on TikTok. If you heard my earlier stories of TikTok. And hopefully me and my two friends are going to have our YouTube channel hopefully going sooner than later, but I need to fix my internet.
I gotta help you with
Get
that.
on that.
I gotta talk to my buddy. Jill, it looks like I'm doing it's already over 90%, and I don't think that number is coming down.
Love you guys. Thank you.
But I seem to have misplaced the booze.
It's probably in the bag. I guess I should answer the
Oh,
poll.
it is.
I needed to do my vote.
Here you go. This is Isadoro Moonshine.
Yep, homemade. And yes, crack it. I don't need any of that. I'll probably get a buzz just
The
smell
key
it.
is to never smell it first.
When we were pouring these in with funnels, I was like, I'm getting drunk just doing this.
So while
Here, we can give my drink, even though it's Fresca.
do you want to give Nurse Charlie Blue a card?
Sure.
Well,
After Corey takes a shot, absolutely, nurse. Cheers.
all right, cheers, folks. I might need a chaser.
I know, right?
Hey, thanks for watching tonight, folks. We're still around for a bit, so don't worry about it.
How is it?
That's strong. I can handle that.
Is it burning yet?
Here it comes. Right there.
Yep.
Follow it.
Yep. I bet you it's like you're heating up from the inside out.
Wow. All right. Hey, that's smooth.
If
Smoother
you
than I
like
thought.
it, I still
do
have
like it.
2 huge things. I still got.
Every week, Jilly, you bring one of these.
I will bring that. I swear I will. I can.
Yeah,
do
I'm
that.
down with that. Manda beiju, as we say in Portugal. That's many kisses or kiss, whatever it is.
So this is.
Oh, I love Tony Stokes too. I got to say hi to Tony. It's always good seeing you.
Hi, Tony. I don't know.
Tony, you gotta, if you have a chance, scroll through this video afterwards and check out all the cool decks that Jilly has. It's been fun all night.
So I'm so sorry. It was Nurse. What was the rest? And I
think
love
it's
Nurse.
what is it? Is it Charlie Blue?
Nurse Charlie Blue. Yeah, it is. Okay. What do the angels want to tell you tonight?
Corey, do a shot and read some cards.
Yes.
That was good.
Absolutely. After dark show, when you get to your studio, we're gonna totally have like drinking game tarot.
I've got an iron gullet. Who's teasing me? Is that Lisa? Here come the Cadbury eggs back up. I need to talk to a nutritionist, I think, after
my
doing
God.
these shows.
Dude, I will say one of the horrible things of being sick, my weight fluctuation has been ridiculous. Ridiculous. I haven't weighed this much in ages. And I'm not perfect. Trust me. I eat my Cadbury cream eggs, but I swear to God, it's like a month went by. I'm like, it is part of, unfortunately, yeah, there you go. I love being a bad influence on my friends. It's one of those things, my body's readjusting in because of my age. I'm like, not happy. I looked better at the reunion.
Meredith might have a word with you on the way out.
Meredith, I'm
For
sorry.
leaving this way.
He's at least here. I'll bring you something next time. Tell me what you want, and I'll bring you a treat.
This is going right in the glove box, Ripple. That's emergency stuff.
That's right. Because if you're ever stuck in a snowstorm,
Antifreeze?
you're gonna stay warm.
Yeah.
All right. So back to the.
Ooh. It's the second one means business.
That was the best. I'm so glad I thought to put that in the bag. That's awesome.
That might be more of a moose bell. Or we have an elk bell.
Ooh,
That's a cool one, huh?
that is really cool.
Like that one. Got a lot of
So
bells. here,
Corey's
folks.
got bells like I have card decks. But I think it's awesome that you guys sent them all these bells. It's really cool. It's a good little thing.
Dorothy Lynn, Jilly, do you blow on the cards to clear the energy?
I do. That's why I blow on the cards. I usually tap them and I blow on them to clear the energy from the prior reading and my intent for the next one. That's why you see me write down people's names, so I'm keeping that intent in my head. You're not blowing on my cards now, Corey, because you've been drinking.
Yeah. It'll catch fire. Tony Stokes, wait until menopause and the weight gain.
Well, that's the problem. I'm 48. Just saying, that is
What?
I'm 48. You know Corey, even though I am younger than Corey. Just saying.
Not by much, though, right?
I'm still younger.
You got to be close behind.
You're gonna be 49 before you know it. Not me though, honey.
I know it's coming.
December.
It's coming. We're gonna have a big party. That's on a Wednesday night, by the way, April 5th. Hey, what are you guys gonna do for me on April 5th?
What are we gonna do?
We got a show. We got to do a show somewhere.
Well, where should we go?
I don't know. The location one's always tough because you see the setup here. Like we need elbow room, and we need to have Wi-Fi we can rely on, and the lighting. Like it's
So how was the tournament on St. Patrick's Day? Like, is the Wi-Fi good there? We having a big
at the
party?
Elks? You're
Yeah,
talking
like
about
how big of a party are we having?
Oh, that I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never been a big birthday person. To me, it's kind of like once Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and all that kind of, you figure it's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a birthday party now. Like,
Well,
no.
you know what?
And then some adults they love their birthday. It's really weird.
I'm a little not. I mean, I'm born in December, so some people would say I'm gypped, but maybe not. But it may be because my brother's is 5 days after mine. But I will say, when I turned 40, I got a surprise party that I was not expecting, and I was freaking out about turning 40. But it was at the Azorian, and it was funny. It's like every person that I could have won in that room that night came, and I had no idea. I thought we were just going to have dinner with my family. So that was really cool. So big ones, I think, are worth celebrating. So back to our friend the nurse. So is that in your handle because you are a nurse? Oh, you got clear, cancel and release again. Hold on, I need another one.
Okay.
So yeah, Jamie, the menopause,
Jamie Johnson says, "Oh my God, I'll be 59 this year. That menopause weight just hangs around." I'm just for those of us listening to us on the radio.
So you're just gonna have to deal with the female stuff. So this last few months. It was like I blinked my eye and went, I need to look in a mirror more often or something.
Marianne, a good suggestion. Be at the Azorian. They would love to do something like this there.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible. I was there the last 2 days. I was there. I was with Patricia today. She's so funny. You can see the link to her video in the newsletter tomorrow morning.
Anna Lee, we said, you go, girl, Anna Lee.
What does she
74.
want? Oh, Anna Lee. We love our Anna Lee.
So, for our friend the nurse, you got clear, cancel, and release, and harmony and resolution. So, I really feel like you must be in healthcare or have some sort of link. Because let's face it, nurses and doctors, they're like earth angels. I truly believe that. And, you know, your job right now, I don't envy at all. I work in hospital finance, so I am on the other end of it. But I have an inside look of what's going on in healthcare and organizations and the burnout and what nurses are being asked to do right now. And I really feel like the angels want you to know you have to make sure at the end of the day, you're letting go of all of that stuff that you collect throughout the day of taking care of people. Whether it's a big, small, that stays with you. And they just want you to make sure that you are releasing all that, like shower meditations, right? Just something to just kind of get it all off you and reset yourself. Harmony and resolution. Let's face it, you hear a lot of people say nurses save lives, not doctors, because the nurses are boots on the ground. They're the ones that can tell, oh my God, this patient's crashing. They need a doctor to say okay to medication. But nurses save people's lives sometimes more than doctors. And I think that's not said enough for what they do. Ooh, tattoo for your birthday. Awesome.
Darlin 42 says, I got a tattoo for my birthday.
Awesome. Good for you. I want another tattoo. But anyways, tell me if this makes sense. But I feel like whatever your job is, you need to release that every day and kind of start anew and just know that the work that you're doing is amazing. Signing off. Okay.
I will see you soon, Tony. Who are the 40% that want Meredith to go to bed?
No, we love Meredith. Meredith's a good time. I've partied with Meredith. She's a good time.
Oh, Lucretia, 2 shots. We're just getting going.
I got pictures. So Corey, here's the tattoo. I'm not doing a handstand Christian. So that's my tattoo that I was trying to show. My kids' zodiacs.
Yeah.
Because my kids, of course.
I have no tattoos. Never felt the urge.
I have one that I got when I was 21, and it's what $30 got you when you walked into Jim's Tattoo back in 90 something. It's a little butterfly which looks like a bruise.
Jim's, yeah.
And this one I actually got during the pandemic during the summer with a friend of mine who lost her husband to early onset Alzheimer's. So she got an elephant because that's like the for the Alzheimer's organizations, that's like their logo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we went together. It was perfect too. There was nobody there. They were awesome, of course, because she's a pain sometimes. It took forever to pick out her thing. But yeah, I like another one. I want to get another one. I'm not going to be like my mother. My mother had like 20 of them.
Oh, for real?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you where some of them were off. I don't want to scare people away on the live stream.
Oh, Marianne Prokopek had a question here. I got to scroll up to try to find it. Sorry, folks.
I'm too distracting.
She could have been retracted too, so I don't know. Anyway, I don't know where that is. Sorry, Marion, you can repost it if you'd like to. I don't want to wear my tattoo for my birthday. I do miss my Linda Carter. We haven't had her as a backdrop in a while. That could change very quickly, though. I could put that up for everyone. All right, so Meredith, you get to stay up. Congratulations.
You have my permission, Meredith, anyways.
Unbelievable.
So I'm 60 and tattoo free, but that's okay. Some people don't like them, and trust me, there's no shame in that either. They are expensive and painful.
I kind of wish there was a search function in the chat because it's hard to keep up with when it's cooking, you know?
And because I'm next to you, you're not watching it like as you normally do. I'm trying to go back on YouTube myself. So I don't see it either. Because that's when Tony was talking about menopause. She feels me.
I thought Marianne was asking about moving somewhere, but I'm not positive.
What's
Anyway.
on your document? How many documents do you have now? Like 6 for all your readers? Between me, Sheila, Deborah, the
Yeah.
author.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Mhm.
I got another request from an author again today. I have to get back to. So we'll see.
I'm excited for your friends that have the wellness center.
Oh my God, yeah, Georgianne and Karen, they're awesome.
So of course, when you told me where the shop was, I'm like, oh my God, I know that shop because I love the globes outside.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm interested to hear them.
Gazing Globes, if you like, it's
they're
just statuary
beautiful.
for your gardens and all. That's a beautiful shop in Essex, right down the road here.
I didn't know that they were metaphysical though. I just thought they were a cool shop in Essex.
So there's that shop, and then right behind it.
Yeah.
So Georgianne, the owner, lives in that house where the shop is.
Yeah.
And then behind it, she also has 2, and that's True
Oh.
North Wellness.
I never knew that was back there.
Yeah.
So that's what I love, like, is discovering, because our metaphysical store closed in Gloucester. So
Yeah,
sad.
I know. That's too bad.
It is too bad, but I think yeah, I would love to check it out. Wellness centers are awesome. I'm actually this weekend, this Sunday, I'm getting my level 1 certification in Reiki.
Oh, look, no kidding.
Yep, my friend has a space at the wellness center in Danvers, and she's going to certify me for level 1. Oh, Pixie Ducks.
Absolutely, Pixie Dust. You get a card. And are we doing?
Yeah, we're just staying with the angels. You like the angels?
I like the angels tonight.
Unless someone had a question where I felt drawn to something else, but I'm telling you, I have to say I'm very disappointed in this little oracle deck. I thought it was gonna be cool, but it's a disappointment. It's going in a shelf.
Gigi, can we see the live chat on the replay version of this remarkable show? Absolutely, you can. Just give it a day.
By the afternoon, it's usually there because that's when I usually watch it.
Yeah.
Not long.
So, Jilly, while you're doing that, I just want to give folks a reminder. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, I'll be live with author Susan Wadia Els. She wrote Busting Breast Cancer. This is an Amazon bestseller right here. It's been out for a little while now. So she'll be back with us. It's her second appearance here. We're going to be giving away that copy of the book, too. One of our Bridge Buddy drawings. Next week, we're figuring things out, but I'm out to Deborah Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records, to do another show. We're going to just cinch that up. And then Celtic Tarot Sheila texted tonight during this show, and she wants me to be a guest on her channel where she's going to teach me tarot. So that's coming up soon as well. And then maybe Jilly will have you back. We'll figure out next week's schedule.
Yeah.
To see what we can do, because I got to sort through. I'm getting that Blackburn documentary. I'm finishing that up through this weekend to get that out. Once that's out of my hair, I can like catch my breath and figure out scheduling. And then I can tell you folks that in April, we're going to introduce 2 new folks to the channel that Jilly just brought up. Georgianne and Karen, they own True North Wellness. You can look up truenorthhypnosis.com. And I'm a longtime friend of Georgianne's. She's been a bridge buddy forever, and I knew her 10 years before I even did the bridge. So I can't wait to share their stories with you. And they are, you don't know Georgianne, she's a peach. Sweethearts, they're awesome.
It's hard to find these people. Like, it's connections.
Yeah.
So just like, I'm always around. I don't want people to get sick of me, so I don't want oversaturation of myself. So for Pixie Dust, and I love your name because it reminds me of fairies, and I love my fairies, and I almost was like looking at my fairy deck going, do I pull from 2? But you got really good cards. So you got, and then thank you. I saw your comment about me starting my Reiki journey. I'm excited. And you got spiritual growth and trust the universe. So I'm just hearing tonight, it's all about good change. Even though in the beginning I talked about the new moon and the energy was kind of making people irritated and messing with their lives, was messing with mine. These are all just confirmations that this period of change, we're going to see so much better happening. And I feel like this is for you, Pixie Dust, and all of us. The changes we've been waiting for with the world are coming. It's been a long time coming and a painful journey, but it's on our way. So spiritual growth, Pixie, I feel like you're always on this, like, I'm hearing it like a shamanic journey, or you're always on that path, like you're always going deeper down that road. And to trust the universe, they're supporting you. They love people like you that want to learn and be open. And people like you are the ones that are helping make the change and making things magical. Your name is Pixie Dust for a reason. Hey, bud. Hey, John Aside. I just saw you pop in.
Good.
Yeah. So let's see what Pixie thinks of that.
Okay.
I feel like I always want to sprinkle like Tinkerbell dust when I see her.
Yeah, thanks for that, Pixie Dust. Okay, here's Marianne and her question. Jilly, do you see me moving to a bigger city? If so, when?
So I don't do predictions, but that doesn't mean we can't ask about it. I'm sorry, the angels are not going to answer this question, Corey.
It's fine.
I
You do what you have to do.
I just know that the angels are like kind of like, no, that's not our jam. And you know, I say stuff like that, but I'm very sarcastic. I hope people get that with me. I am very sarcastic. I'm a little bit of a wise ass, and I don't ever mean to hurt anyone's feelings. And if I ever do, just tell me. It's all okay. So I'm pulling from my empowerment deck because I feel like, do you want to move to a bigger city? So let's see what this deck says, because this deck has fairies, angels, and it's all about empowerment and taking action. So I think this is the one I want to go with.
All right, there you have it.
So moving to a bigger city. Do you want to move? Do you have an idea already of where you'd like to go? So let me tell you, and I know that some people might not like this. I sometimes interject personal stories. There's a reason behind it because it helps with the energy and there's a reason behind it. So when I was graduating high school with Corey Kukru, my dream was to go work in Boston, the big city, in a big time job and live in the city and live like Sex in the City, right? Even though the show hadn't come out yet. I never left Gloucester, just saying. Corey left, I did not. But just so when I got my job at Boston Children's, when I was walking to the and my office is right next to Fenway, as I was walking to main campus, I looked around and said, oh my God, I'm working in the city. Something I wanted when I was 19. It might have taken until I was 43, 45, but here it was. It still came to fruition. Something I wanted so many years ago. I now would not want to live in the city because I'm older. So I think the reason why I'm telling you this is, if it's something you've always wanted to do, to live in a big city or just move, do it. If it's something you've always wanted, you know, if there's nothing that's really holding you back, like a family member you need to be there for, and you got the freedom to, go for it. Ask this guy. He's been all over the place.
It felt good. I mean, yeah, I had to turn my life upside down at one point, and I hated having a real job. Didn't want to live in a big city. I don't like cities particularly, and but I wanted to make the move, so I did it, and I just went from Gloucester to Los Angeles.
And a few stops in between, because you went to school outside of Mass, right?
Yeah, I went to Vermont. Yep.
Because Corey always came back for Fiesta for the important stuff. That's when I would see him. So for you, I got kindness, live with compassion, open your heart to all life forms, be angels with your hand in love. Listen to your heart, embrace what's happy. There's a million reasons to love. So these cards to me are saying, if this is something you want to do, that you're dying to do, please. Oh, excuse me. So hi, Mrs. Johnaside. Hi, Renee. Sorry, my friend's wife. You should do it. I feel like the kindness is like, be kind to yourself. You have one life. Live it. Live your best life. And if it's going to make you happy, so the love card is green, that's like your heart chakra. This is going to make your heart happy to move. You should do it. And look around, because even though you might think it's a big city, you might find your dream house in a suburb or on the outskirts of a city. Keep yourself open to all possibilities, I think, is the key, is not to be hung up on unless it is a really big city you want to go to. But if you want to move, this is the time to put it all in action and make the move. Because guess what? If you don't like it, you can always move back to where you are. That's something I know, even though I never left the island.
And there's Meredith. You were meant to move to LA to meet me.
That's
Corey.
right.
That is
There's
so
a reason
weird.
why.
So weird. She should have been asleep hours ago.
No, she shouldn't have. No, but it's true. You were in LA for a reason. It was a life experience. That's what you were supposed to do. You weren't supposed to stay in this little town your whole life, Corey. Come on.
Well, we're here now, folks. So Vicky, Nedwick, Vicky's second day of COVID. All right, we're
Oh.
thinking of you, hon. Get better
Send you
sooner.
lots of love.
Synchronicities coming up from the Lurkers Lounge. We love our lurkers too. It's great seeing you again. Okay, Jill. So it's just about 9 o'clock. Let's
Okay.
wrap things up. How about should we do a card for us or the show or the community? Like, how do you want to?
So why don't? So Corey, if you would like a card, I'll pull for you. If not, we'll do for the collective.
I'll make that your decision.
No,
tonight.
make it your choice. It's your show. I'm just your guest.
Let's do me tonight.
We'll do you. What do you want, your angel deck, or would you like another one?
Does one jump out?
So here, why don't you go over and look and see if there's one that you like.
Pick a deck, any deck.
You can pick a deck, any deck, whatever.
Now
one
hold
you
on. Was
want.
there like that coffee?
Just not this one. That one sucks.
No, she does not like that one.
So there's the Akashic record. I'll even pull from that one. Whatever you want, my friend.
Why is this one?
Because this is like a mediumship one. It's like a spirit one.
Really?
Yeah. Let's do
All right,
it.
let's do that. It's the one that jumped out, folks.
We let Corey pick. And that's actually a deck from John Holland, by the way, too.
Oh.
He's a good guy.
Now I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. He's nice. He has good card decks. I actually have another one of his here. His Psychic Tarot. So it's a Spirit Message Daily Guidance Oracle deck.
This is what I selected, folks.
That's what he selected. So just because it's a spirit message doesn't necessarily mean it'll be someone that's passed. It's someone from the spirit world, an angel, a guide, a whoever, maybe a pet that wants to give you a message.
I have that police song in my head now. We are spirits in the material world.
Oh my God. Well, it's funny.
Old guy, don't worry about it. Trust me on this one. This is the deck we needed tonight.
Yes. Yes, I actually have another one, but we won't go there. Funny enough, as I was driving up, Def Leppard came on,
Ooh,
and I thought of you. I love Def
my
Leppard.
favorite band since I was basically just out of kindergarten. It's
Oh my
really, it's
God.
a long, weird story.
I had their album, oh my God,
Pyromania?
Paramania. Yes,
Yeah.
I had it on vinyl.
Yeah, that was in fourth grade, fourth grade, fourth
My
grade.
mom threw it away at some point. No,
I still have the vinyl with my fourth grade homeroom number written on the back.
what was it? Who was
Miss Poirier.
You had Miss Poirier. I had
Yeah.
Mrs. Silver.
Yeah.
Miss
You
Silver.
were. No, you weren't next door to
I
us.
was,
but
I
remember you
was,
down the hall.
but yeah, because we're all in Fuller together.
Yeah.
Mrs. Silver, her dad or her husband was our mayor.
Oh, Richard Silva, yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't always a nice teacher.
Yeah.
But she always then said nice things about me, so I don't know. So this is for Corey. I think this is the first time I've ever pulled for you
Mhm.
on a live stream. Have a shot. Have a shot as
I'm
I
just loosening up in
At
case
least I'm
this
not making
isn't what I
him-
want to hear.
At least it's not a beer that I'm making him chug as I shuffle and he can't stop until the
Chihuahua. Oh my God.
Meredith is never gonna let me back in your house again.
Wow.
Just saying.
Mondo
So-
Beiju.
You just got a water chaser, right?
Yep.
So I'll be back again and we'll do more cards for the collective and stuff. I feel like we talked a lot in the beginning for the collective, and hopefully people will get to find me and I can pull cards. I'm trying to become more out there. And like I said, if you find me somewhere, you just gotta tell me who you are so I know you.
Eileen, I can't stand Fireball. It's like melted cinnamon hearts. I'm more of like
Oh.
a peppermint schnapps or honey whiskeys or things like that.
Don't make me go in there, Kukuru.
I hate Fireball.
Well, my son Jared, he will never touch Fireball whiskey after Fiesta one year, just saying.
It'll do. St. Peter's Fiesta. I think I'm covering it again this year.
So-
And maybe even the Horribles Parade. That'll be a big one just before July 4th.
So something I wanted to tell you about the greasy pole. My uncle lived in that house, you know. My uncle Michael, who I think was part of one of your documentaries, because he was the voice of the Fiesta, Michael Delaberti.
Yeah.
So when I was a child, he lived on Beach Court in that house. Like he announced it from his deck.
Yeah, right.
So I used to get to stand there. And one year he's like, and I got my niece, Jill Delaberti. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Mhm.
Not knowing at that age how magical and lucky I was, because not everyone got to do that.
I know. Great vantage point.
Yeah, and I was hoping my son walked, because I'm Italian mother, so of course, right past. I'm like, Jared, you are walking the pole. I don't care if you're gonna break your neck. And I was hoping my uncle would come out of retirement, because he does once in a while, but didn't happen. But yeah, I watched some of your coverage because I couldn't really handle the heat. I went down on Saturday to see Jared, but I couldn't, and that was like oh my God, it was so hot that day. I had to leave afterwards. And we knew the kid that
Hot
won,
and windy last year.
and the kid that won Friday, we knew he was going to win in the second round. So it was like, I felt bad for Jared because he was at the end of the list. So for you, Mr. Kookaroo, receive. It says oh my God, this is so perfect for you. You are a kind and loving soul who
Are you listening next door?
who constantly reaches out to give to others. But now it's time for you to learn to graciously receive a reading in alcohol and eggs. Just as with the ebb and flow, this should be the thumbnail.
This is my cornucopia, folks.
And it says, just as the ebb and flow of the tides, the art of giving and receiving is the natural law and order of the universe. So this is you in this channel.
Looks like me.
No, it doesn't. Sorry. But this channel, the community you've created, the people you've brought together, everything that you have done, this card is saying you are so giving, but are you open to receive? Which means going on to Sheila's channel, letting me bully you into tarot. So just remember, you want to receive as much as you give, because Corey, you are one of the most generous, kind people I have known in my life. So remember that. But you put everyone first. So don't forget about you and let people do nice things for you.
Oh, I can make things about me really easily.
I know, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
That's more like poor Meredith has to live with you, right? So she gets that.
Lucky lady.
She is. She is, though. But I feel like you really benefit too, because the more I hear about what she does, I feel like you're benefiting a lot yourself. The perfect card for him from Spirit. I love it. And it's too bad because normally, so when you do a reading with me, I usually take pictures of any cards that I pull and send them to you, just so you know.
Beautiful.
I like it. I think this was a good card for you. And you do so. Can I tell a funny little story about you from when in high school? Nothing X-rated.
I'll sit back here.
So back in high school, this is something I've always remembered about him. So our junior year, so Corey was our class president, and he was like unanimously voted in, just saying. But junior year, he approached me and said, Jill, I want you to run for student council. And I'm like, dude, I wasn't popular, and that's fine. I don't care. I'm just like, nobody knows me. And he said to me, Jill, I like the people on the student council. It's the same people every year. I would love new voices, new points of views, different people to have a say. And after it took a few times, but he convinced me to run. I got and because he did this with so many people, though, we all had to stand up and give speeches on why, because there was only 5 seats on the student council. But the fact that he chose me, but he really was trying to make change. It was nothing against the other people, but he wanted to hear from the entire class and other people. And no, I didn't get elected, and I didn't expect to. It was fine. But whenever I heard I had to give a speech, I'm like, oh, I'm going to kill him.
Well, those things are just such a popularity, especially in high school.
Well, that's what but you really tried to change the culture.
Yeah.
Because you just took everyone for who they are. That's why Corey in this channel has grown, because that's who he is. It's always been that way.
Well, I think and the coolest things, Jilly, when I love you, hon, right?
Yeah.
But it's also like when you start doing something like this and you just see how, because that's really how this channel happened, right? It was the shows with like Linda G and Annette, right? So then you get Linda G's huge audience, and that slice of that comes. And then Annette does her thing for a while, right? And then you have Annette's crowd. And then from that, you would start seeing comments about, well, Corey, we like watching the videos with Patricia from the Azorian or Pauline from the gift shop. Or the history pieces. We want to learn more about Cape Ann. So then it becomes more about what Ridge Cape Ann started as, like on the local platforms. And now look at where we're going with this. So it's been really cool. It's been a couple of years just trying to feel the walls and see how things are. But you see the names they're now friends, right?
Yeah.
And some are people that we talk to, we see at times now. There are people in our community that have come out of the woodwork. Someone last night came up to me who I never thought would come up to me about something like this, and it wasn't about British stuff. It was about these shows. So it's been awesome, and I am just excited about the next chapter and looking and just moving forward, and excited about what's happening back in Gloucester with the home and building the studio there. But also just like how blessed and lucky are like that you're here doing this. Like you're a phone call or you're a text away.
Seriously.
And here you go,
And it really was by accident too, because Corey, he said he had no idea did any of this. And it was because of the reunion we did it through your bridge, right? That's how we bought our tickets. We got signed up for the letter. And I found the YouTube channel, and that's how I started watching and reached out to him one day and said, hey, just so you know, I read cards too. And he's like, what do you mean? Then he found out about my 100 decks. And here we are.
And there we have it. So, okay, Jill, I want to thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you for
Let's
having
do it
me
again like ASAP. We'll figure it out. Folks.
Absolutely.
Folks, we have to thank all of you for the questions and your eyes and ears tonight. Of course, our moderators, Thankful Mom, Annalie Finch, Christian Montone, as always, doing a great job for you.
Much love.
We see all the comments, we see it all in there, folks. It means a lot. It's why we do this. Tomorrow night, please help me out. I'm talking with author Susan Wadia-Els. It'll probably be like an hour-long show, 7 p.m. Eastern time. If you have questions, you can leave them here, email me, whatever, or just join us tomorrow. And she's a brain and a great researcher and has a best-selling book out there. So it'll be an entertaining time for sure. And then I'll let you know when I'm going to be a guest on Celtic Tarot Sheila's channel.
Can't wait.
When Deborah Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records, is going to be back with us soon. We're going to be introducing True North Wellness. That's Georgianne Richards and Karen Ferris. Reiki masters, by the way. They both are.
Nice.
And both do hypnosis. So, and they're such sweet people, too. But this is how this world works, apparently. And then we'll let you know when Jill is back. It could be right back here, same time, same place next week. Who knows?
Seriously, right?
We'll see. So, all right, that's it, folks. What'd you think, Jill?
This was so much fun. I'm so glad I came because I've never done a YouTube like this. I'm always usually on StreamYard or Zoom. This was awesome. It's much more fun.
Yeah, it's really good.
Thank you so much, everyone, for all your kind comments, all the awesome feedback I get. Thank you so much, and for welcoming me here on the bridge.
Yeah, and Soul Connections, right? I think I still have that to copy and paste.
You did paste it once, the shots.
I just pasted it again.
Thank
so
you.
That link I just put up, that is Jill's Facebook page. If you're any Facebookers out there, it's called Soul Connections. So you'll see that. And I think that's about it for now. So we got to pack up Jill's decks, load them up. We're going to back up the backhoe here.
Good thing I got a big car.
Yeah. So that's it. You have to take some of these Cadbury eggs.
I will pick which ones I want.
There you go. Awesome. Okay. Thanks everyone again. It was great seeing you all. I hope to see you guys tomorrow night, same channel, with author Susan Wadia-Els. Thank Jilly Beans once again for being here. How awesome was that?
Thank you, everyone. Much love.
Okay. Bye for now. That wasn't so bad, right, Jill?
Oh my God, it was so much fun.
Cheers, folks. Have a shot.